right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. We just went over all of the news that's available for everybody, so y'all could go back and get that. But we got a day with, it's kind of just melting away, man. All the tensions are chilling out. Donald Trump has gave a deadline of about, what, 2 weeks, I think? And that's where everything is going to start happening. And then pretty much every single event from the spending bill down to the war, you're probably going to find out in early July. So there was a couple of pre-market movers, some of the same stuff you saw on Wednesday. If you do, I think there was already some Reuters rumors on Iran. You're probably going to get a rumor today along the lines of so-and-so wants a deal, or they're going to say this and that, and that, oh, we heard the delegation, but realistically, you'll probably get rumors, and then the real answer, though, is going to come in closer to 2 weeks. But now you have a carrot to chase, a carrot or a stick, and then volatility in oil. That's going to go great. Man, don't even tell me about Circle. That would have been another 10,000%. I know, that one's insane. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky again. If not, don't force it. Let's have a good day, Chattadonia. But we only have 2 minutes, so I do have a couple of plays. I'm going to be watching Circle, Silver, LMT, GMS, LEU, and SMLR. So again, I think GMS, that's the one Home Depot was bidding on, and they're pretty much in a bidding war. LEU and SMLR, they both had like, I think specific contracts or like other updates today. They had some specific news. One of them was Department of Energy or Department of Defense, I think. So those are usually good ones. But other than that, we'll see where it takes us in Chattadonia. Are you guys ready or what? How much time we have? We only got a minute? Hot dog. So yeah, other than that, man, call out anything. No other rules have changed, so don't post the plays. I'll still ban you. Don't get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a good time. Other than that, man, happy Friday. Oh, but I can't do it. It feels like a Saturday, Chad. You know that? Because yesterday felt like a Friday, but now I feel like a Saturday. This is so, I don't even know what's happening. Melt up. Well, there is a big expiration, so it is a triple witching. We'll see how everybody decides to take that. But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't really force it. And then we'll see. We'll see. You don't melt up, no melt. It's okay. Maybe, who knows? But 45 seconds, Chad. So call out any news. You need anything, let me know, and have a good time. Have a good time checking in from the beach. Oh, okay. Is it good weather? Good weather. Amen. I hope so. All right. Oh, SPY melt up, ex-dividend. That would make a lot of sense, actually. So we will see. But yeah, other than that, we already went over the plays. I think I just sent them out. Which one? Let me get you the headline. Because again, there was two. Yeah, GMS, that was the Home Depot one. LEU is Department of Energy, not Department of Defense. And then SMLR, I think they also did Department of Energy. Round one, fight. I know SMLR is Bitcoin. All right, what the hell is this? All right. Yeah, and then MP again, Circle's insane. I'm going to go, let's see what this one has. See if we could find anything. Yeah, Circle's disgusting. The Circle's option chain's not even open. They added a bunch of options. Or is that just my computer? But yeah, Circle isn't open, I don't think. They have to scam everybody first. Please hold. Wheeler, again, MGM, Tesla. I haven't seen Traveler. Tesla's actually doing pretty good. Let's see. Bitcoin. No, dude, they added a, yeah, it's at 228, bro. Those contracts would have went in the money. They were 20 cents. So, yeah, we'll see. Again, GMS, that's the one. Their buyout offer was at 90 or 98. And then the fact that it's a bidding war. Palantir, AMD, Oklo, okay. Not bad. And then SMLR, this is one of the Bitcoin ones. It's up 12, not bad. Oh, and remind me, I'm Kathy Woods. Just remind me about Kathy Woods later in the day, okay, Chad? I have something for you. Let's see. Walmart, Apple. I don't think the circle is open yet. Tell me when it does. Microsoft, Google's in the red. Where's Meta? Meta's barely up. Nasdaq's up by 0.5, SPY 0.37, Russell 0.59, Dow 0.29. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Again, it's chilling out in the fact, you know, you went another day, no escalation in Iran, and now you have this 2-week time frame. And then you're right at 6,000. Oil 73. Dollar's down. Intel, you guys said that one in the morning. Yeah, Intel 1-1. All right, dude, the circle chain, there's one more. But yeah, they haven't opened that one up yet. And Tesla, there's Meta now. And then Under Armour. There's, oh no. Usually they don't let it hit a 52-week high till the chain opens up. So it's still even just running without that. That's crazy. NVO dying? Yeah, not bad. They literally hit 80, then dropped 10 bucks. And then Eli Lilly, I haven't looked at any other healthcare. They're actually still green. Financials, they were really strong on Friday. Oh, there's Circle. Okay, Circle's open. But those are discussed. I can't believe. That's crazy, bro. Blech. That would have been $20 into $1,200. No exaggeration. So it would have been 30,000%, I think. I can't give or take. Am I? Correct me if I'm wrong. DG. Where's Dollar General? Iranian official arrives at Geneva for talks with European counterparts. ATGE. Yeah, is that that's a finance? No. Yeah, I think it was. Again, a couple of financials are moving. I was just saying XLF and seeing that. Oh, yeah, remember we had Visa, MasterCard on Wednesday. I almost said the Friday. Bibsy. They're going up again. They hit that new low. Guild, too. Remember, they had some approval the other day as well. That was all this week, man. And then Apple. So Apple's doing good. It's not loading up on my screen. Still says 95. PayPal. You guys remember all of the same thing that made Circle, all the Genius Act stuff and all of that. That's what Clap did. Come on. I don't know. I think, is my thing lagging? My E-Trade stopped loading. Uh-oh. No. Can you guys hear me? Alright, hold on. I think it's lagging. Can you guys hear me? Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, but my thing is coming through a little lag, though. My E-Trade is. Yeah, the high ticker's moving like choppier, and then the tickers aren't updating when I move on over. Pizza. So yeah, I can't even tell how that thing's trading. Couple things moving, AMD and Netflix. AMD's up 3.5. And then XLK and Tech, and then you are still melting on up, man. So again, SPY at 0.5, NASDAQ at 3/4. Kind of crazy. 60.10, the highest you went on Wednesday was 60.18. So that was your little no war headline, and then you chilled. Remember, that was Powell. So even the high of, I forgot, high of Powell is 60.14. So yeah, if we could get above there, then 60.17, and then just go through all of these. You fill the gap at 60.30. If it's going to be a real big day, 60.45, and then you're just, you're right back up to all of those places we started from. And then gold's coming up. Again, gold was down in the morning. End phase, clean energy, and for solar, actually. A lot of renewables are going up. And then AM diesel. Yeah, AMD's only up by point. AMD's going up 4%. Again, we have those free options. Those are still holding up. MSTR selling a little bit. Reddit pop. Loose. So Circle, they just flipped. That's what it did the other day. That's how we bought it. So remember the day we bought it, I think the first 2 days it hit that high and then came down. But yeah, Circle's already sold off $18. My shit won't load. IMRX? I mean, see if any random biotech start going up. J&J. And then the Bibsy. That sucks, though. So, yeah, it sucks. Every chart I'm going to open up is going to have, like, a little bit of a lag. I can't, so I'm not going to be able to tell if it's a pop or not. And then PayPal, again, PayPal and all those other ones, they went down a lot on Friday or Wednesday. You guys remember the whole stablecoin thing? That had a pretty big effect. Speaking of which, where's Coinbase? I'm surprised even with Circle. Coinbase still chilling. 302. Damn, 302. No one talking about Apple. No, it's about to break 200. But yeah, is that right? 3.5? I think that is your full lift here today. But they didn't make any like crazy headlines, believe it or not. No, yeah, it's up 1.7. My thing says 3. But yeah, that's your leader on the day. I'll get you guys a checkup here in 20 minutes. Still pretty early. Yeah, SLMR, they're, again, I don't know. Is it one of these, like, or was it SL? SMLR? Yeah. One of these. Yeah, this one. But they, it's like one of those Bitcoin holding plays. I'm just not as familiar. They've existed longer than all of this. That's what makes it weird. But, yeah, they said their goal is 10,000. Yeah, Bitcoin treasury play, pretty much. So again, like remember we talked about it, you're going to start seeing a lot of these. People are going to start monetizing. Yeah, PayPal's going up. PayPal's a lot to move. There's Microsoft now. So you have Apple doing very well, and then you have Microsoft moving up with it. My E-Trade is shit, dude. Yeah, Microsoft up 0.6, Apple... I might have to use this. Core Weave now going up. SMLR has been buying Bitcoin for a while. That's good. That makes it a little different. Because a lot of these ones that have just came out, they're just new. They've never done it before. Core Weave. Yeah, CoreWeave's still up there. That's what I was saying. It's like elevated, but it's been a while since you've seen like 1,000% option on it. Domino's? Oh, our competitor. And then there's AMD again. Bro, we might have to use Thinkorswim, dude. AMD loads up perfectly, actually. Some of the other ones don't. Wheeler. You've seen that one before. Meta partnering with Oakley to launch AI glasses. Oh, wow. They're expanding the offerings. OP on the low. IBM, again, I think Dan Ives upgraded them today. Bobo. Oh, Boeing is moving. So yeah, they're even at 199. It's weird. A lot of things are the same. They're like right at their big levels, Apple and Boeing. And how futures look, yeah. I mean, I think Apple waking up and then just even again overnight, people are still holding on to this whole, 2 weeks we'll get an answer. And I just, once again, Trump bought a little bit of time, and now carrot and stick game. We are playing it once again, now with the Middle East volatility. But it's summer too. So I hope you guys are ready for that, man. We were already expecting it to slow down, but even the way it's been playing out, it makes a lot of sense. GE, Core Weave's going crazy. I want to try to reset the E-Trade. Yalla, E-Trade, come on. Oh, there it is. Nice. Never mind, it doesn't work. Wheeler halted. I don't know the volume yet, but we got to look it up individually. But yeah, my shit won't even load. I'm looking. Again, my E-Trade just won't load up. Why you do this to me, E-Trade? E-Trade, why you act like you have no trade in your E-Trade? E-Trade. Yeah, I think Ersum's fine. I think. I can't really tell, but so far I haven't had too much issues in real time. And then you're at 60.15, so again, this is above the Powell level. There's Google on the high now, too. Those are too expensive. Nibis fat candle. Core Weave starting to go, too. So kind of all of these like recent hype plays. What was the other? Wasn't there another IPO that just did really good? So just watch out for those IPO breakouts, man. Those have been good, especially if the name has already had a decent amount of demand. Oh, I think it might work. I think Wheeler's halted. I mean, yeah, Highs has a lot of activity. You're 3 quarters. Now you got Google playing along. They were not before. Oh, you could have had those. They hate me. No, I'm gonna punt. I can't even. I was gonna bid on something. Tesla dumping. I see SPY coming down. I don't see a headline on that. Oh, so Tesla's in the green. It doesn't look like news. UK, Bahrain agreed to $2 billion investment. Putin had some comments earlier, and then that's it. That's a good mic. You could hear Josh gulping. Dude, that wasn't me. Someone's behind you. You better watch out. Ah! Get a long term. CoreWeave just started waking up too. It sucks. There was just cheap options on that, but then they kind of disappeared. So that's all you if you want them. And then those old AMDs, again, if you made them free, they came right back up. Circle Chain's been open. Yeah, they're just insane. So you can play the dailies. Again, today is the 20th, so don't make no mistake. The only cheap contracts all expire in 6 hours. But everything else is like, I think like $800, $900 minimum. It's insane. We were just trading them all at $20. B on the high, Barrick. And then again, you just had that Tesla thing. I don't have a headline or anything. Watch financials. Again, the financials are actually doing very good. And then healthcare is not as good, but I don't know, like biotech drugs. No, they're not doing good either. So we will see. Oh, and Jake from State Farm. What's up, baby? Good morning. Did you know that we love you, Jake from State Farm? How you living, bro? Man, happy Friday. I hope you guys had a good day off yesterday. I know it's weird that usually we get a day off that like is the weekend, but nah. This time you went right back to the open. SRM CoreWeave is taking off, so that kind of just started waking up there. Hi. Triple witching, last day of spring. Your B-Day. Oh, you just go throw that one in there. Happy birthday, baby. I can't, bro. I don't even know where my OBS is. So I'll get you one when I find it. A happy birthday, baby. Oh, man. Oh, what a Friday. What a glorious Friday. All right, SPY's coming back down. I mean, all of the melt up was pre-market. Again, if you guys haven't even looked at a pre-market chart, maybe you should. So that's where we opened up at. You know, you kind of moved around, but yeah, there's still a lot of that pre-market gain. So still moving slow. None of this is off of any news or anything yet. I don't know if it will be, but either way, I'd ride with it, my friends. Ride with it. GRRRRR Galt. SPY gonna go a little lower. Bigger candle. Baked on the high. Okay, VIX is going up. Low ticker just started to take off out of nowhere now. So, and my E-Trade's working, so that's at least good. But, yeah. So, again, you have a long way to go down from the pre-market. I really wouldn't. You could move around. You could have big range. If you're going to get mad about it, you probably made bad option trades. So, just keep that in mind because none of this is, like, you could move a couple points today, but I don't think it'll be off of anything. Welcome to summer. Welcome to summer. Let's see. XAI increases yield on $5 billion debt offering. All right, SPY candles are getting bigger. You have the low ticker almost maxed out, and then, yeah, straight up 599 to 597.5, all in 5-6 minutes. So you're at the low of the day, intraday. You're moving more here in this first 10-20 minutes than some of the other last couple days there. I think even yesterday, we ran up for like an hour before this slow fade. European ministers begin in Geneva. Yeah. So I think again, there was a Reuters rumor 2 in the morning. I think you're going to get one headline today, and it might cause one of those news pops, and then I think it's going to fade really quickly. So just be mindful. C1, ASTS. Yeah, Rocket Lab is moving up. But otherwise, everything else kind of coming down here. They're still going to be in the green. Like Google just went green. Microsoft still has 1/3%. And then Apple is up by like 1.7. Did you see the robo cars will not be robo? What do you mean? That makes no sense, sir. I mean the robo, not robo. All right, you're going lower. 6,000. So that was all a 20-point move, 18-point move. You literally went to the same level as Wednesday, right above Powell, and then now you're right back to open. But like I was telling you, you could do that move all over again, and then you would fill the gap. So if you do this one more time, you'll fill the gap. Oh, LEU. Yeah, that was the one I had on the list there. Again, they had a Department of Energy, right? I think that one was it. Those ones, like I said, those usually are great. Yeah, LEU is Department of Energy. And then there's only one more of those. Those are expensive too, but there's only one more strike on that. That's like cheap, but it's not even cheap. It's still a couple hundred. Microsoft can confirm that all employees in Beersheba are safe. Oh, and then UNH getting clobbered. Oh, remember, they were pretty active on Friday. And then SPY still at the low. Like I said, you do this same move all over again, you're going to fill the gap. If not, then we chill. But even if we fill the gap, dude, I think nothing's gonna happen today. If it does, we'll be here, but I still think a lot of people just took their vacation, and now the market, bittersweet, isn't gonna respond too much to war unless there is a real war. Dizzle's still going up again. UNH, and then you have the bonds. The bonds making a move. 4th of July, yeah, dude, 2 weeks. Everything. We're going to hear from Iran down to the spending bill, all within the next 2 weeks. Independence Day. And then Core Weave. Dude, the Core Weaves, there was a good play for a little bit. They were at 20 cents, and then that's it. Then they went up dollars. That's all like... No. If you could get the right one today, I think you'll hit. But don't force it, and I think you'll be good. So if we get a free one, I'll take it. But if not, I'm not going to force any of it. Maloney, we aim to cut 50% of debt of low and middle income African nations. EU crypto licenses for Luxembourg as main hub. Yeah. I thought that's a couple days old. Gold is popping off. Gold is red earlier, both gold and silver. Yeah. Interesting. See if those start to move. Again, Bitcoin too. It's up, but it's been kind of fading like the market. Apple's still on fire, bro. If you get Apple, Meta already just sold off with the market, but remember, a big 2% Apple day and everything else could be big. Yeah, yen is reacting to the inflation data in Japan. So they had economic data that got people moving. Nvidia's coming down and Intel coming up. So look, chips aren't doing bad today, but very, very push and pull. You got like Mag 7 is being led by Apple today, and then the other ones are just very, very push and pull right now. Oh yeah, dude, isn't FedEx next week? So earnings are right around the corner. Then you're still at the low. You've been here for, in the same time period it took you to drop 20 points. You have just hugged this level. Oh, spread line on Spain? Who's a Spain? Yeah, Boeing is just chilling 199. Yeah, 198 now. And Lucy, you've seen that one run small cap. That one's going crazy. I feel like it's done that on a Friday. A Nike earning. Yes, Nike, then the FedEx. So, we'll see. Maybe if they have good or bad earnings, we could start talking more long term. I was just saying how that one at least came down a little bit, so it's a good part. LDI Abbott on the low. Okay, man. SPY just chilling here still. Ben Bonds came back up to open. SPY slightly below open. Went to the Powell level and came back down. DraftKings on the high. They're starting to wake up. They're already actually up 3%. Is there anything with DraftKings? Gold is waking up, but they were dead on the earlier in the day. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, NFE and then gold. And then DraftKings again. I think I saw Flutter too, any of the sports betting ones. But SPY is not moving. High-low ticker balancing out. I will get you guys a checkup in a little bit. And then actually, I think I'm going to go to the restroom. It's a little early. But wait, I didn't even get to go pee. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, it is kind of early. But yeah, I didn't get to go pee, you guys. I have to go to the bathroom. I need my OSHA break. Can I get my OSHA approved break? Yeah, GLD. Bottom right. Alright. No. We need propaganda. Oh, GXO. Again, isn't that the one that got the approval and then SPY coming down? Or that the one HD bidding on? Then there's Lucy. But yeah, there's SPY breaking down. So, now it's less than 20 points if you start to go down. Oil, again, oil, just be on the lookout for a Middle East headline. And like I'm saying, though, there is a realm of possibility where we get something that can move around oil and it doesn't affect stocks in the same way. That's going to be the tricky dynamic as we start moving forward. Oh, yeah. If Apple gives this up, you could be down like 0.5%. I think. I mean, granted, the other tech names are like stable. So I have to check the composition of everything else. But, you know, Apple's up a lot. It's definitely holding you up pretty well. So we will see. I'm waiting for propaganda. I'm trying to go, bro. Just trying to go. Just trying to use the potty. Okay, bonds coming down too. Oh yeah, whoa. Oh, NVO, VK. It's gonna be a buyout. VKTX and NVO. Look, they're both moving. VKTX and NVO. I could already fucking tell. Yeah, VKTX,
we are 30 minutes
bro.
Into the trading day on this.
Thanks. Bro, I just saw it from the high ticker. Wow, I didn't even click on it. Well. Look, NVO and then VKTX. It's going to be something. So VK, it's actually not even that big yet, but there's going to be something on that. I could already tell. Check on that one. Did those go? GOP should be first to prevent heart disease. Oh, no way. So, nah, you could probably fade. That's weird. Look at them both move, though. So, VKTX was moving a little too big, but yeah, it's not a buyout. That's crazy. Because VKTX moved almost 3 from that bottom. No fucking way. Yeah, but watch those. Oh, it was very interesting. That movement was crazy. All right. Okay, well, that's taken off. Again, NVO is red and then JetBlue. The JetBlue, Habibi. Yeah, why is JetBlue's up 2.8 and then Battle? Yo, check JetBlue. Again, didn't they had something not too long ago. Man, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. Euro confidence coming out. Yeah, eyes on JetBlue. Okay, I'm gonna go pee.
Grew up swimming
on
there.
Instagram at the Trading
All right,
Fraternity.
let's
Real
begin
Coke
the hour
News on
with
Twitter.
the stocks
Good
on
morning,
the
Chatty
rise
Daddy.
as Fed Governor Christopher Waller says rates could drop as soon as July. He said that on CNBC. As a result, we have the S&P 500 up 0.3%. And chief market strategist Sarah Hunt from Alpine Saxon Woods here with us. So, Sarah, we said you're going to tell us about, what a hawkish Fed does to this market, and Waller is more dovish, obviously. Is this an anomaly? I mean, is he kind of one lone voice on the FOMC that wants to wait until really September?
I think that absent the issue that's going on right now in the Middle East with Iran and Israel, I think it would have been easier to push at the Fed and say, you really need to cut rates because you have not seen the acceleration in inflation that they were looking for. But I think the problem that this has there's a huge problem for many reasons, but if we think about from a market perspective and an inflation perspective, lower energy prices have been helping with inflation, so higher energy prices are not going to do that. And I think that gives the Fed far more cover to wait and see, and I think that that's what Chairman Powell wanted to do anyway. So I think that sort of the recent events make that easier for them to stand pat. So I think the Fed is a little bit collectively more hawkish than it was.
But are oil prices going to stay here? I mean, Brent crude down 3% today as Trump backs off. The taco trade comes in, right? $76 a barrel.
It's a good question, and that's a big bifurcation for markets, because if oil prices don't stay high and this does not turn into a larger conflagration, then I think that the markets are going to be very happy with that. I think that that's your binary thing is oil prices don't stay high, this gets better, versus they do stay high, something happens in the Strait of Hormuz, or there's a bigger conflagration, and then higher energy prices are going to derail a lot of the growth that we're expecting and a lot of the things that people were looking forward to, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking this week about how it feels like there's never a sustainable risk premium priced into markets. I do want to take a look at the sectors over the past 5 days, though, because energy up top higher by about 2.5% over the past 5 days. That is your lone gainer over the past week, which might be surprising to some. So what do you do in this situation? There's so many impossible to know the answer to questions out there. Do you chase the energy rally a little bit? Do you add there as a hedge?
Well, the energy sector has been uninvested or less invested for a long time than it had been traditionally. And that was partially on the back of a transition and partially on the back of there's just been an unevenness in both commodity prices and what people are expecting for demand. I think it is not a wrong thing to want to have a couple of good energy stocks in your portfolio. We've always liked the pipelines. They've got reasonably good dividend yields. But now that you have slightly higher oil prices, there are some E&P companies and some of the majors that look attractive on a dividend yield basis. And I think that there's nothing wrong with having some of that. It gives you some participation when things move like this. But at the same time, you've got a good dividend yield to wait for it when things are not that bad. And if we think there's going to be growth, then energy prices should not be continuously low.
By the way, do you like gold, Bitcoin, the euro, European stocks, EM? I mean, it seems like people are looking for alternatives, right? And we had a great story on the Bloomberg terminal today that currency traders, for example, are replacing the dollar in like 15 to maybe 30% of all the contracts they trade.
It's an interesting question, and that goes back to whether or not the dollar stays the reserve currency, and certainly where it's been. But if you look at, we're down.
It can stay the reserve currency, but just be much less of the reserve currency,
smaller.
right?
And I also think that the dollar is down 10%. If you go back and look at a chart for the last 2 or 3 years, though, it's not like it's down from a height and it hadn't been lower before. So I think that there's a put and take for that for companies that do have revenues outside the U.S. and do not, whether or not that's good for them in the end. But I think people are looking for alternatives, which is why gold and Bitcoin are doing so well. And I think that gold is one of those places where people go when they're not really happy with any of the currencies in the currency market, because they're looking at something that has relative value against the whole batch as opposed to just the one that's going to win.
Yeah, it has been stunning to watch the run in gold. Matt mentioned European equities. There was a story on the Terminal 2 this morning about Goldman and Citi. They basically see the European economy, the strength there, continuing to fuel this performance that we've seen in European equities so far. Where do you fall on the Europe, the rest of world equity conversations versus the U.S.?
So you had 2 great years of U.S. outperformance, right, prior to this year. And there has been a continuous desire to see some other parts of the global economy performing better. I think the changes in some of the fiscal regimes that are going on in Europe, if they are actually continued and the spending does come about, could drive more growth there than we had seen in the prior couple of years.
Man, where's Kathy?
I still think, though, that the U.S. is a great place to be and a great place to invest, and you can get a lot of exposure in U.S. companies that do business in other places. So we tend to be more U.S. focused, but I also think that a lot of those switches, when they happen...
Yeah, man, you're going down. It feels like a quicker version of Wednesday. I'm actually a little surprised. U.S. issues fresh sanctions on Iran, but like, you see how like again, I think we did this on Monday or Tuesday too, where you kind of had this like run up and then you did the fade. We did that in fucking 15 minutes. The other days it would take like an hour to like hit the level, go up. But yeah, today's a lot quicker. I don't know if it's because of the expiration or not, but and then again, some of these pops have been very large and then they've instantly faded. So I guess that confirms the theory of nothing, but don't get fooled because this shit's wild. But yeah, it's like a lot quicker version of the last couple of days we just had. So let's see. But not bad. That means there could be some opportunity, but we still haven't really got a headline. You've gotten random ones here. Again, they started some meeting in Switzerland. Haven't heard anything beyond that. Oh, where's the long term? I didn't log into that. I haven't seen my long term. You know, we're traveling. I didn't get to look at the long term. It's up. It's up a little bit. It's working. Not at the highs. It's at the highs, but not the high. So not bad. Not bad. God bless America. Tesla. Hertz. Again, small caps have been doing great. I mean, Russell is technically the leader of the day at 0.45 right now. Oh, yeah, let me get you guys a checkup. Let's see what we are working with. All right. Please hold while we connect your stocks. S&P 500, no. 419 in the green, 82 in the red. So everything just gapped up. Oh, and then 22 green on the Dow, 8 in the red. And then NASDAQ 79 green, 21 in the red. That's crazy. So yeah, everything is still green. And everything started off green. So maybe that's why it was short-lived, because everything was low and then it just gapped up and then had a little bit of a melt. But yeah, technically you still have like 80%, 90% of the market in the green. So let's see how this plays out. Meta's dying, disappointing. A lot of adjectives coming out. Yeah, oh, I see those. Dude, Meta was looking good in the morning and then literally down almost by 1%. UCO and USO, oil's on the rise. Interesting. Who else? Apple. Like someone asked earlier, if Apple gives up, how does today look? Look at VLO now. More oil names are running up. So, yeah, I don't know if you're going to get a Middle East headline, but you do have oil kind of breaking out here from the morning. So that was that Reuters rumor. Remember I told you there was that Reuters rumor and they're like peace delegation and then everybody talking about the thing in Switzerland. That's when like oil took a knife down early in the futures, but yeah, it's coming back up. So see, it doesn't look like anything yet. You had gold and all of that. It just might all be within the range. Yeah, Meta's getting worked. AMD's still doing great. Watch if that comes down, and then again, watch if Apple or if all of the Mag 7 goes at once. Do you know this is the biggest monthly gain on oil since 2020? I'm telling you about even that chart that I showed you guys the other day. That one day where I think like a couple days ago when we hit the USOs, it was literally it was the first time since 2020 you had more volume on USO than like all the volume on any energy stocks. Yeah, 20%. It's a 20-something% in the last 30 days on oil, which is crazy. Kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, you knew there was all these conflicts, but it literally played out kind of how like when, I wouldn't say exactly the same, actually a lot different, but very reminiscent of Russia-Ukraine when that kind of all started popping off, even till now, even how it's kind of chilling out. So oil's still going right now. So that's literally this little SPY dropping was the biggest oil move that you've had in the last like 30 minutes. So kind of a correlation, but other than that, you still have most of the names green. I'm seeing more value. Hershey's, Mondelez. Again, I think Mondelez had earnings. Meta, why you do it? Iran Foreign Minister Aragachi has arrived at the venue and talk. That's old. They keep pumping that headline, but yeah, again, oil's going up with it. And GXO, that was the one that got bid, I think. Or they're the bidder. There could be war news. I mean, again, if the oil's been ramping up more here than any time in the last couple of hours. And I say couple of hours because people were trading this and, you know, the whole world was watching this already, even if we were asleep. I was awake. I was pooping. But, it was settling out when I was pooping. But now that little 30-minute window. Archite. Ooh, watch out. See if you get a Citron headline. Russia, Novak urges Kazakhstan to continue OPEC cooperation. Statement. Maybe that's it? Yeah, you're saying LMT's not moving, and then we just got an OPEC headline. At what point do we start ignoring the war news? Soon. Very soon. That's kind of what I was telling you on the watch list yesterday. Just be on the lookout. There's going to, like, the idea of, like, for summer, I wouldn't be surprised if we had high oil volatility and then stocks went nowhere. So let me put it another way. Stocks can move 0% and oil could move 10% in a month. That's kind of how I'm viewing it. So, like, the headlines with war, it'll affect oil, but it just eventually you're not going to really care about the S&P. At least this situation, or until we get the formal declaration of war, or if we find out we're in fucking World War III. Ta-da! Do I still have my water? I do. I always have water. If oil moves 10%, wouldn't that cause inflation fear? It would, but the market won't move, or like nothing's changing until it reflects through the hard data, right? Just how Trump tariffs will cause inflation, right? That's what they said. Nowhere to be found. So, or even if it's one time, it's like that still hasn't factored into it. So high oil prices will make people bearish on the economy, but that's what I'm saying. It's like oil could go up, but it won't affect the economy until it affects the economy. Until it's like actually like, oh my goodness, now we're talking high oil with high jobs and, you know, a real stagflationary environment, more or less. Then you would start having that. But, you know, if we spend a summer of a bunch of war headlines, you know, and oil goes up 10, 15%, goes down 7, up 5, down, you know, and we could do that for 3 months. And then meanwhile, stocks are still in the same range, oil settles out, and then we see where the bill and everything else has taken us. But you're on the right track. I think at some point the high, like, if it does it too fast, the higher oil goes, the more bearish people are going to get. I'm going to get bearish. That's what I've been saying since last week. I'm like, well, I feel like we're very nonchalant with how we speak about $100 oil, but if that did happen, that would be a very bearish outcome. I don't think that. I think Donald Trump's goals and handling the economy with an out of control oil market, it just doesn't work, you know, because like I didn't you know, right away a couple months ago, a month and a half ago, I saw the spending bill and I made the video and I tell you all. And then, you know, the next day, a couple days later, Scott Bessent comes out and then he explains how, well, I'm the grandson, you know, Cindy Lou Who. And then he starts explaining how pretty much it's deficit. It's a percentage of the spending. So even though we're spending a lot, we're raising a lot of revenue, it's going to be that 3% deficit. That's kind of what he was implying, right? Well, guess what? That whole plan with $100 oil doesn't fucking work. You know, that's all of what he's saying with deficit, spending, everything. The moment you have very, very high energy input cost, it just doesn't work anymore. So, like, even then, it's hard to accept even with low oil, but it is it's going to be interesting. But other than that, though, it's like, just don't forget, OPEC wants to drill. You know, we could do good oil, like low oil right now. I think a lot of oil producers, they could find a way to do good as long as there's deregulation. So I don't think we are, what's the word, convicted or damned to high oil price. Damn, Circle's at 230. You know, you're not damned to an eternity of high oil prices. It doesn't have to be, but at the same time, if it did go high, you know, I think we could operate on a lower end, but if it did go high, it's every $10 a barrel. I think it's going to start making the goals of the administration a lot more complicated. The Goldilocks zone. What is that? Between like 60 and 80? Or 50 and 70? But yeah. If it gets too much, then it just starts getting crazy. It gets too low, then it gets too depressed. Yeah, bro. Circle's on the high. SPY stopped going down, so this all happened a little quick, but then kind of this fade here, you've spent a decent amount of time not really going nowhere. HD, Zillow, again, Archite was moving earlier. No, the market does not close early today. No, you had a whole day off yesterday, bro. Dude, I hate middle of the week days off. So terrible, because like, bro, yesterday was Friday. Come on, let's be real, guys. You know what I'm saying? Stop the cap. Yesterday was Friday. You know that? That's why I said, fuck that, I'm leaving. I brought my computer. I said, let's try it. It's Friday. Yeah. But we're here. HD, I'm surprised HD going up and they're the one buying. Feels like a Monday. Wow. Chance to I'm chilling, bro. I'm happy. I was happy before, though. You guys know that, right? I was so glad you saw it. You know that? That was all for you, Chad. You know that? I really hope you see it. God is good, bro. God is good. But yeah, I was already chilling, bro. I already felt good. I felt blessed, bro. We were free. And then, yeah, it got better. That's it. So now we chilling, but I won't be sticking around today, though. I told them last night on the watch list. I do. I already got my spa appointment ready. I'm chilling, bro. So I'm out after the bell. But yeah, bro, we good. We good. Jerome is testifying next week, yes, before House and Senate. Next Wednesday, I believe. On Meta buying these AI startups. He's doing it again. I mean, Zuckerberg. But then again, Zuckerberg, like, he went all in on AI. Again, it looked like a failure at first because he did it with Meta and, like, the metaverse. But all of it pretty much was, like, dual purpose. You know, it had two uses. And thankfully, he got lucky. And it worked. Yo, Boeing and RTX. I'm noticing both of those. I'm noticing a lot of airlines, honestly, are, like, plane manufacturers or parts. But yeah, I think Zuckerberg he's doing it again where he's trying to spend and buy. And that's the thing, because that's what, like, a lot of people don't realize. I've heard people try to talk shit about Zuckerberg, and they say that Zuckerberg has only had, he got lucky. That's what people say. And guess what? Whether he got lucky or not, it doesn't fucking matter. Mark Zuckerberg, bro. Are you ready for what I'm about to tell you guys? Hot take. Mark Zuckerberg is one of the best private equity people in the world. That's who he is. You know that, right? Mark Zuckerberg is not a nerd. He's not a tech guy. He doesn't make the best software. He's not, I don't even know what the fuck, you know, except for, like, his ancestral lizardry. But other than that, do you realize all he does is buy the best shit ever? You know, Mark Zuckerberg has the most profitable acquisition in the world, Instagram. So go look, WhatsApp. He just buys the right thing at the right time with all the money that he's made. And that's where I was like, because that's where, like, you got to like, dude, we bought Meta. Dude, we're investing in Mark Zuckerberg's wallet and what he's going to buy next. That's it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think because he's nerdy and everything, he doesn't really get the view of it. But, like, dude, he's that guy. He buys everything perfectly. Like, the good companies. Like, and he's made fucking $9 billion mistakes. Don't get it twisted. That's how we got it at 90. But, you know what? I hope you get the sentiment of what I'm saying, you know. This guy's mergers and acquisitions. All right, bro. SPY just dumped. Hot dog. Yeah, a couple of things even were just moving, but yeah, you got the VIX on the high. That's pretty big now. You've lost pretty much like 0.75%. I think. Yep, gap has been filled. That's huge. Dude, it's still the same exact war pattern. That's crazy. So look, ever since the conflict last Friday, this was the war pattern. Right? Oh my God, freak out. Okay, nothing? Okay, we're good. Wait, what's gonna happen? Oh my gosh, everyone's lying. We freaked out. Oil's high. No, we good. Freak out, Bob. Nah, we good. Donald Trump, we good. Freak out. You just do it every day. So that one played out a little different though. I'm pretty shocked. I think today's a weird holiday, Friday, liquidity, a lot of factors for why that could have happened today. But yeah, it's doing that just quicker and larger. Thank you for putting you on Palantir a long time ago. Of course, baby. That one's a good one. Because a lot of Chads, they picked it up when I did back in the day. I mean, dude, we traded Palantir from day one. But that was a good one for some of your guys' long terms. You know, if you got it at the $9 when we did, that was just, yeah, fire. Good work. Good work. Some of you that padded the stats very nicely, which is good, man. And I hope, you know, let it grow. And at the same time, I hope you're shopping for real estate. So then that way you can monetize it and then whoop. BBAI. Okay, I'll tell you. Once we bounce, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you the Kathy Wood shit. Okay, I guess the market's bouncing. 59.70. It's like 59.72, I think. That's like the dead zone. So yeah, anything below like 59.70, we haven't filled that gap yet. So yeah, you are correct. 59.70, then leading into 62. But yeah, if that can't hold, you're gonna be liable to touching the low 5900s. First hour? It's only been an hour? Oh, we chilling. Oh, man. RTX still going, bro. All right, I'll tell you guys my Kathy Woods theory. Are you ready? There you go. Woo! Wendy's is selling their bacon in stores. That's the only news I know about it. Eat. Brinker International 2.7 EAT. That one's pretty big. I keep eyes on that one. But yeah, I think they're selling their bacon in grocery stores. You know, like Wendy's bacon. So they're taking a consumer push. And then I think it's just all of the restaurant activity. And then I think there's a couple of downgrades today on like Jack in the Box and a few others. So I think the fact they didn't get clipped might have been bullish, but it's been going up even with the pizza buyout because people are like, oh, this could be that. You know what I'm saying? So that one's a good one. But other than that, yeah, it's chill. So I'll tell you my idea. Are you guys ready? So I was coding a bot. Okay, I needed AI to do something for me. I had a repetitive task, and like it was just taking too much time. And I was like, let me get AI to do it. And there's these browser AIs, right? Where like you could pretty much get it to like track your browser and just do what you do. Do you guys know what I'm saying? So like you could have it record your screen and then it pretty much copies the series of like actions. So like if you have to go and clean out like an inbox, let's say, you could show it what to do, go through the steps, and then boom. Yeah, it's exactly. You could like train your bot through screen recording. It's pretty cool, right? So guess what? Are you ready? There's a company for it. And I so I needed to do it, and I started playing around, and then before I know it, I'm downloading this software, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I've heard of this. So are you guys ready for it? But then I was like, I remember this, but why is it bad? So I'm glad, I look forward to telling you guys so you could tell me what's wrong with it. But yeah, UiPath. Uh-huh. Bro. What is it? Path? Yeah. UiPath, bro. This thing is crazy. Dude, I thought the software was very, very powerful. I've never used it before. So, but then when it comes to like the browser and like the browser automation and browser stuff, like, yeah, bro. Why is it so? What happened to it? Wasn't Kathy Woods on this shit? Well, it's free. It didn't cost money. I'm sure there is probably security risks, but wasn't Kathy talking about this? I swear she was in on it, but like, yeah. So what's up with it? She sold off a month or two ago? Nice. That might be a good one then. But yeah, dude, the software. So I was playing around with it. It was good. It wasn't like flawless. I don't know if I'll keep using it, but yeah, that came across my real life activity, and I was like, dude, no fucking way. He said it's garbage, no strong opinion. Yeah, I pretty much stumbled across it because they were saying that this was the leader in like browser automation training type beat. So I think there's other ones you could do, like there's way better stuff, but for that, like record your browser and then like go from there, it was good. I built something pretty quick without much skill, but yeah, I didn't know much about it. That's why I just remembered the name. People are scared AI will destroy. It is AI though. That's I think it's one of the earlier AIs, but that's like the thing. And then Boeing volume and then tweaking out. Spy stop going down, but you've done this little stop, hold, and flush a couple of times already. You had a good experience? Yeah, it was good. It was a little complicated at first. So like it's like recommended as the #1, and then you use it, but then like if it was a little complex in the beginning. But then once you got it working, it did what you want. It did exactly what I wanted it to do, which was shocking. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So like I could build a bot that could ban all of you if I wanted to. So so you could have it like I could have it scan my browser on the chat, right? And I could tell it to find words and find who says those words. And then I could have it record, identify this word, and then once it identifies that word, right click, and then it could go and ban you. Yeah, like, but it'll be like a physical action. So it's not like a bot going through the back end. It just will mimic my clicks, and then it'll redo it, and then that's it. And then you could pretty much train it and have it run in the background, or whenever you choose to run it. I don't know. I can't solve a caption, no. I'm sure you could probably get it to, but not for mine. Not for my purposes. Whirlpool. Is this how they mass report me? No. How they mass report me, it's through a phenomena called unemployment. So even though unemployment rate is pretty low in America and the developed world, there's still some unemployed individuals. And then with that time that they possess due to unemployment, they are able to manually. They don't need an AI. They don't need UiPath. They get to work. It's not work, but you get what I'm saying. Dude, I can't. Dude, they removed everything? Bro, they took away all of my strikes. They took away all the old ones. They went back. They got rid of all of the Trump ones. Bro, they got rid of my copyright ones. I said, are you kidding me? Bro, Chad, whichever one, I don't know. I bet you one of you, I don't know what one of y'all did. Because I know it was all of us collectively, but I swear one of y'all was really scary or something. Because you ever, like, you ever had, like, an interaction with somebody and, like, I was expecting, like, a fruit basket, and now I'm getting, like, I'm getting floor seats, and I'm like, you guys are being way too nice. Hold on. I said, this is crazy. I've had a lot of strikes. So, like, I only had like I had both warnings active. That's why I had to do all that, because then that means the next strike I would have gotten, whether it was frivolous or not, they would have limited my live streaming capability. So that's why I started to become an asshole, because you guys were fucking with me. And then we protected the chat. It worked above all else. So amen. But literally it just, yeah, they took it. The strike will go away, but it will still stay on your like channel. Like, you see what I'm saying? They took away all of them. So now it doesn't even look like, if you go in the back end, it doesn't even look like I got clapped multiple times for saying anything about, yeah, like literally all of the Pfizer shit, all of the Trump videos, all of them, bro. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. So, amen, bro. Yeah, dude, I can't believe it, bro. I love you said timers, bro. Was that, dude, Ibrahim? You have no idea, bro. You're a G. You know that? I was wondering if you were doing a bot or something, because I was like, bro, every fucking 20 minutes, he really out here, bro. So thank you, man. I'm really grateful, bro. You know, there was a lot of people who thought they were really too cool to help out. And then there were some of y'all every single day. It only took us 3 days. Yeah, bro. It's crazy. So I appreciate it, man. The old videos, I'll get them restored. I mean, it's going to take a while. But at the end of the day, we're going to ease into it. So I'll keep all the videos I record every day. I'll keep it up. And then we'll see. You know, I don't really trust anybody. So, but I'm glad it works. And I think we're on the good side now. And at the very least, though, we have a little bit more flexibility. So even then, it's not as if, like, even if somebody did something right now, we wouldn't really get punished the same way. So that's good, which I'm grateful for. Dude, Colt is insane, bro. So I'm saying, man. I love it. I love it. Because that's why I said, man, some of y'all, you thought you were too cool. It's okay. But now, you see, now you got to witness it all, but you don't get to share the same glory. But I do hope it opens a lot of your guys' eyes. Like I was telling you, bro, you guys can make a change. Your voice really is powerful. And, you know, that's why I was telling you, bro. I was like, why would we want to operate not as strong as we could possibly be? Why y'all want to operate, you know what I'm saying? And, like, arguing and and it's like, dude, we align. You get on the right one goal, the same track, bro. Oh, dude. Force to be reckoned with. Howard. Chad is my Howard. Howard, Chad, call YouTube. Chad, send a letter. Send the White House. Tell them. It was real. That's the best part. It was real. You guys watched every single day. Multiple people be like, why are you doing this? It's not going to work. So like, there's no point. Why are you fighting Google? Run away. Y'all told me everything except... Yo, Lash! Man, hold on. I got to find this OBS, dude. I'm down one screen today, you guys. I don't have my third screen, or my fourth. So there it is. Spy's tweaking out right now. Mexican President Scheinboss says 222 Mexicans have been detained in the U.S. since the beginning of raids. Spy's dropping. Tell me if you see anything. What is this? Yo, look. Commerce Department seeks to halt export waiver for SK Hynix. Yeah, you guys have the wire. Look at that. That's coming out now. That's the headline. That's what's causing this. It's foreign. Top export official told semiconductor firms he wants to end VEU status. So, yeah, I think, who is it going to be? Is it like SMCI, SK, or TSM? Yeah, boom. TSM. That's the news. That's it right there. No, that's what it is. That's correct. That big red, and it is based off of news. I have an exclusive right now. That means we're about 5 minutes early. You guys tell me. You have more screens than me today. So tell me when you see it. Premiums have gone up a little bit. I'll put a little bit down. All right, put a couple bucks down. Not a recommendation. You will lose money. But hey, you got the news here first, baby. Action targeting chip plants. Yep, there it is. All right, it's hitting now. I thought you'd have 5 minutes. You got 2 minutes. It's not bad. All right, yeah, bro. The plays actually already went up. No fucking way. Yeah, 40%. Damn. No, those are hitting. All right, I kept it small. I was too scared. Today's weird. It was on the terminal. Yeah, I think we got a 2-minute jump, or maybe a 1 minute. Usually these could give us 5-minute jumps, but that was pretty big. And then export controls. But yeah, I mean, hey, if you reacted in the right when I was scrolling through telling you it's actually related to the wire, that was money. I still even made 40%. I'm kind of shocked. That's why I kept it small. I was like, those won't go much more, but they did. So see, actually, I got a little bit of time, but I'm gonna make these bitches free. Triple witching sometimes. I mean, it causes a lot of back and forth in arbitrage, but it's really hard to say. Like, some expirations have been massive, some have been very, very small. Oh, I don't know. Is that good for Intel? You're right. Because nope, Intel was up earlier. Yeah, Commerce Department seeks to halt Samsung TSMC export waivers. So that is the headline. Too early. NCPL. All right, SPY going a little lower. So now you had all of this reaction today, but you didn't have any headlines before. So now you do. All right, it's going round 2. SMCI now. Move is product barter, export control crackdown on tech to China. They want to revoke waivers that they have used to access American technology. NVIDIA, all right. That's round 2. I tried to make it free, and then it went down, so I just held it. But then now they're up even more. Well, well, well. NCPL paused due to volatility. At 1 billion volume? No. Like dollar, maybe? There's no way it's a billion. 20, yeah, that'd be crazy. 1 billion shares, but no, 20 million shares right now on the SPY. All right, still dropping. So again, everything else you didn't really, somebody maybe they knew over here and that could have led it, because that's like, you could kind of see it, but this is really when that news came out a couple minutes ago. Now you actually have something to react to comparatively. The rest of the day it was just off of, headlines and fears of war and shit like that. Google, I don't know. Google started dumping earlier. Doesn't Google work with Samsung on stuff? Other than that, I can't tell you. I have no idea. Because again, some of the Mac 7s were just dumping earlier to begin with. And then Apple was doing good, but now, like, remember we were talking about how it would look if Apple went down. So you've already moved 1% today. The Nasdaq was up by 0.5 at one point. Now you're down by 0.5. The news was more export controls. Officials seek to halt export waivers for SK Hynix, TSMC, and Samsung. Joys of which I know it's going to be hard. You won't know if it's news, is it volume, momentum. It'll be wild. EQT, wasn't there that other one too? LEU. Oscar's at 22. Dude, that one's crazy. That one still keeps going. And a couple small caps. U.S. may revoke waivers for allies with chip plants in China. All right, TSM. There's almost 100%. That's a late 100% too. That's crazy. Okay, still going lower though. And this is remember, we just had that talk with legal. You're breaking below the 59.70. That's not good. So I think you could go a little lower to like 62. That's like your air brake point. But if you can't hold there, you're looking at gap fill of 59.21. So we'll see. CNBC. Well, they said Bloomberg. I don't know. Dude, I could turn on the TV. I actually have a TV. You guys know that? I'm not used to this. Let's see. Oh, I have Fox Business. Very hard to use this TV though. Okay, I don't know how to use it, bro. I'm a boomer. KMI. All right, 59.72. Can you guys hear that? Do you hear that in the background or no? You don't hear that? No way. I say that'd be kind of cool. Well, yeah. Okay, VIX and SPY. Russia demands Israel immediately cease attacks and raids on Iran. Russia says targeting of Iran's peaceful civilian facilities liable to plunge us into a hither to unseen nuclear catastrophe. Russia says internationalization of Israel-Iran conflict must be avoided. So now you have U.S. chip controls, and now you finally have Russia. Yeah, at first, the last thing you heard from Russia, they were pretty much saying that they withdrew their support from Iran last time, but now pretty much Russia is condemning Israel right now, and then kind of, adding a little bit more of the stop the fighting and the irony. Yo, bonds. All right. Again, we don't know because of the weird day in expiration, but watch oil and then see what those bonds do. Because look, oil's about to go and then bonds. IonQ, pop. I don't know what they have. IonQ. I know, isn't that funny? Putin's like, don't start a war that drags everybody into it. Oh, yeah, Putin? Really? Okay. It's funny. It's funny. All right, you're chilling, but yeah, you've had a couple things here. Chip export controls and now Russia condemnation of war. Yeah, IonQ is still up. Okay, well, bonds went up on that. SPY chilled out, but that was your first, bond pop. Like I'm saying, if oil goes up and then bonds keep going crazy, you might have something. Russian delegate, Israel received the Western green light to attack Iran. Citigroup hires veteran JP Morgan Rajovic as M&A. I thought they said Kalanovic. Kroger, again, they had earnings. They're up 7. SPY's going lower, though, so that low ticker is still very active. Again, those plays are still holding from before, just anything related to the chip stuff. Okay, still there. Low ticker's pretty active. Again, you have value, staples, and names with individual news today. They're holding up. But remember, I'll get you guys a checkup in a little bit. The thing that sucks about today, you had 80% of the market green. So even though you're almost down 1%, it was still pretty bad. Again, energy and oil. We're going to get some link there to travel. And then SPY's still at the low. Just see if bonds go crazier. Meta led the way. Big tech, I wouldn't. Just big tech's going to add drag. But at this point, I think it's going to be a higher correlation of everything going out. Or the chips are going to add a lot more. Chips, energy, war stocks add the pressure. Otherwise, you should just be on the lookout for a high correlation. Everything up, everything down. So yeah, right now Dow Jones 13 in the red, 17 in the green. So we went from 90, 80% green to now it's almost 50-50 on the Dow. And then NASDAQ 100, 50 green, 50 red. So you went from 80, 90 green to 50 red already. So yeah, bro, no, I'd already did it, man. 347 to 152. That's it. So a lot in it, bro. You gapped up hard. You had every name 90% green, but it's moved quickly, you guys. So I hope you guys realize that, because it's been an hour and a half, and literally you've already went 90% green to leveled out, filled the gap, and then yeah, now we're chilling. But we do have headlines. You're chilling at the low, so maybe you're scared. But either way, I hope you get the point here. It's fast, and there is a lot. Gotta pay the plug, baby. But hey, man, I appreciate you paying the plug and not breaking the rules. So thank you, my friend. Thank you. So you're late? Oh, damn, bro. How do you plan to make up for it? So since you apologized, that's how are you gonna make up for it? I can't even keep a straight face. You're good, bro. You're good, man. Don't worry. You know how many people on Wall Street took a day off today? You know that? I'm telling you, in a weird way, this is your day to scam Wall Street, because all the interns are running it, but then at the same time, you'd much rather give the keys to a computer than the intern. So, pizza. You took a day off from work. Nice. That's how you extend it, bro. That's what I was thinking. But then I was like, man, I want to stream. That's it. I'm free. That's it, bro. But then I was like, I want to go to a spa. IRGC intel force arrested European national on the charge of espionage by taking pictures of sensitive facilities. Art? Yeah, it's nice though. Enjoy it, man. I like it. A lot of y'all were tagged. Y'all were going outside. Everything, bro. I love it. Enjoy it. So I'm saying, man. Dude, this might be too weak. Give me a little bit and then we'll just get into philo. Because, dog. Oh, man. God is good, bro. God is good. Just the beauty of life. You know that? And it doesn't mean that you have good things happening in life, but I hope all of you, just go look at how the sun reflects. Okay? You know that? I was tripping out the other day. See, y'all don't feel me, bro. My bad. You know what? I might be a little too hippie for y'all. Might be a little too peaceful for y'all in the morning. Because, dog, I don't know if y'all feel me, bro. It just, I got a nice diamond chain. And nothing beats the sun. Y'all, they don't feel me, bro. I'm telling you, have you ever seen the sun just land on something and it shimmers and then it shines? I'm telling, as the world is blowing up and then you're getting chip, export. I'm telling you all of this yeah, bro, it's beautiful. And I pray all of you enjoy that. That's what I'm saying. But it's something you gotta, because at times in my life, bro, everything was just normal. You know what I'm saying? And you don't really recognize it. But then at other times, bro, you'll even regain the beauty and joy of just the sunlight. That's it, man. Life is beautiful. Hey, man. Okay, you're going lower unless you bought spy calls. It's not beautiful. So okay, 5963. All right, dude. I think you're going to fill the gap. Just because it's an expiration day, and then now we kind of got series of news. I think you're going to fill the gap. I think you're going 59.40 to 59.21. Easy. And then you'll fill that, and then you'll make the move. Then I think you could still go up. So I think you could fill 59.21, 5,900, or 58.29 if you really have bad karma. Other than that, It could even go down and then bounce right back up throughout the whole day just because of what it is. But the fact you've already broken that after hitting the higher level, you hit Powell, then flushed the low. So you moved in 1 hour and an hour and a half. You pretty much had a bigger day than Jerome Powell. Do you guys understand that? So look, that's Jerome. You did the whole Jerome Powell move. Faster, quicker, larger, and you hit the low. And now you're about to fill the other gap. You didn't even do anything like that on Powell. So, yeah. FCC directed counsel to review Biden-era program due to concerns related to the Chinese government. Fed report. Monetary policy, inflation somewhat elevated, job market in solid shape. Some early signs of tariffs pushing up inflation. Still too early to assess. Tariff impact yet to show up in official data. Current Fed policy well positioned for what lies ahead. Financial stability resilient amid heightened uncertainty. Notes broad dollar decline in foreign exchange value. Fed report. Tariffs have weighed on household business sentiment. Slow start to 2025 tied to tariff-related adjustments in early April. Treasury market functioning remained orderly, but liquidity fell to levels last seen in early 23. Liquidity also materially deteriorated in equity, corporate bonds, and municipal bond markets. Liquidity across has improved since, but conditions remain responsive to news about trade policy. So yeah, Fed report just came out. That was it. That was the gist of it. Oh, that was the other one. This isn't crypto Voyager, is it? And SPY, bro, you're still just working your way down. Like I'm saying, I think at this point, I think you're for sure hitting the fucking gap fill, or that 5920 or 5940 is the gap fill. 5920 is the low. It's a defense contractor? Oh, no way. Yeah, Iranian semi-official? What's that mean? European national arrested in northwestern Iran for trying to spy on sensitive areas of the country. Oh, yeah, that's what that was. Oh, shit. So, yeah, a European just got arrested in Iran, and they're saying he's a spy. So that's either true or he was just, yeah, he fucked up. Yes, Powell next week. It'll be before Congress. It shouldn't be too actionable. I mean, this guy doesn't want to do shit, bro. You know how we're all talking about like taking our days off? Hey, we're like, I'm working from home. I'm here. I'm there. Yeah, Powell ain't doing shit, dog. You know that? Powell ain't do shit. I don't think Powell has really gone to work for like 9 months, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Powell, he's like, we'll wait and see. Gotta get a little coffee. I think we well positioned to wait. Powell ain't doing shit, bro. So, yeah, he's been chilling. And then bonds, I don't like that. So bonds have a fear bid. That's almost 0.5%. As all of this started, it was really the Iran-Israel or the Russia comments there. That's what really got it popping off there. But yeah, bonds have picked up a fear bid. That wasn't there. So that's a new development as well. We just saw a couple of other things move here. Oil chilled out, which I like, and now bonds. So if oil, and I'll tell you that too, if oil comes down, then even if the market stays down, I think that'll ease up pressure down the line. But other than that, though, I think bonds and oil might switch spots here for a little bit. Dow slips into the red. Yeah, that was the first time the Dow went red. So everything was green. Remember, very, very strong gap up and you were holding. But now, here we are. Robinhood partners with JP Morgan to launch competing stablecoin. That's stupid. Just didn't JP Morgan partner with Coinbase? They're doing everything to not directly partner with Coinbase. But yeah, dude, I like Coin. Dude, I saw that tweet you tagged me in, Tyree. That shit was dope. The guy, it was like the vice president of consumer products at Coinbase. He was just tweeting about rewards. He was talking about Bitcoin rewards on a credit card. And he was just saying, imagine if you spent $5,000, $10,000 a year on your credit card, got back points like an Amex, you know? But instead of getting points, it just bought you fractions and fractions of Bitcoin. Yeah. And he's saying how the average spender, if they had that like years ago, they think about how much money you would have made with Bitcoin. Imagine if all of your Amex points got you fractions of crypto instead. Yeah, they tried this before, but now, like, that's what I'm saying. If Coinbase pulls it off, and if they could, because I don't know, man, Coinbase has been doing good. It's like I wouldn't really buy it at these prices, but I'm glad we have it in our long term, bro. I really like what they're doing with it. That's what I'm saying. I like them for crypto, and then I just like the other big banks. That's where I'm like, man, we'll see, because I think they own their shit. They're the ones. They are the custodian for the crypto and other stuff. That's why, you know, it's not like they need to partner with everybody, like, you know who. Why did Coinbase ban you? Well, I remember they used to ban everybody because their system would be fucked up, and then like you would get locked out, and then if you didn't do the KYC, they would ban you, I think. I've been doing that with Gemini already. Yeah, I like the idea, bro. I think it's a really cool idea. As someone who because I've liked points just on credit cards, but you know, to put it towards something like an asset, like an alternative, that's fucking dope. Big fan. You just moved on to Kraken at the time. I remember those days. The good old days. My reward card, it just depends. So you just got to game it. So like if you spend, I have certain cards for food and certain for like travel and other things. And then you just use the card that maximizes it. The OG Binance, dude. Dude, I made a killing off of Binance coin. I didn't even know it until I knew it. From all the fucking BNB I had from day one. I was just like, whoa. But Binance is interesting. All of it, but, you know, just the era we're at with crypto, man. It's going to be a wild one. You might, bro. If you have an old Binance, do it. Bro, I logged into an old Binance before. I had thousands. I had a lot of money in it just from dumb shit I bought literally like 7-8 years ago. So if you have like an old Binance, an old Kraken, try to log in. You might have something. You miss KuCoin. I remember that. You guys don't remember? And you guys were like, Josh, use KuCoin. And this was before Kanye became a Nazi. And I thought you guys were just racist. I said, what do you mean? Why are you guys so... And remember I started clowning on y'all for KuCoin? Yeah, but hey, it is what it is. I don't know what that is, bro. There was a period where I knew everything in crypto because I bought Bitcoin at $300 and Ethereum at $8. And then there was a point where just I didn't know anything. They're like, yo, go to KuCoin. KuCoin Connect. Connect Coin. Sushi Coin. Connect. DeFi, you gotta the finance. The fuck? Alright, bro. I'm just gonna hold it in real estate. That's just, it works. When was that? June 18th at 8:01? Oh, that's an old one. I have Fox Business up behind me, bro. But it's terrible. So if it's any consolation to the liberals out there, I hope you know conservative media is just as bad and propaganda-ish. It's kind of funny. Yeah, because they're just showing shit from like 5 days ago, and they're like, do you hate immigrants? I'm like, no. What? They're like, did you see this 3 days ago? Breaking news. I'm like, oh, okay. The war. Why you need to support war? What the fuck? What do you mean? Why do you support? It's a beautiful day outside. Why you? XLU. All right, you're kind of chilling out, man. First, like 20 minutes where you advanced for a little bit. So see KDP on the high. From the long term. Damn, the long term is green today. Yeah, even after all that. Enjoy it, baby. Don't worry, you're not missing much. The chart looks like there's a lot, but I'm sure by the end and how it closes, it's going to be nothing. So enjoy it, baby. What's a good news channel that doesn't show propaganda? I mean, unfortunately, nowhere. I mean, you just have to kind of learn how to interpret it, and you have to learn how to think for yourself. I mean, even with me, you know, I have my bias. I try my best to tell people, you know, I don't have corporate sponsors, so I don't need to like toe around it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, I am biased towards Jesus and long-term investing. You know what I'm saying? And like certain things, but it's really a matter of like knowing what is objective, knowing what is factual, and then knowing what is opinion. And then also too, like for me, I truly, and I don't know if you guys have realized it yet, like one of the big advantages that I have is context. I don't like think about it. I'm here every single day, right? That's why when shit comes out, we usually know what it's connected to. You see what I'm saying? So that helps you a lot too. And I think that's, if you have context on what's being reported on, you could separate what is objective from what is opinion, you know, then you consume the info. But everywhere is going to have, you know, some level of leaning. So you got to just find a way. That's like where this is what I've been trying to make clear to a lot of people, because I'm telling you this. Like, I have my own leanings. Everybody has their own. But what is your objective? I genuinely am here to make a lot of money. And that's what we've already done. That's why I can interpret news, what's going on. I'm like, okay, there's this, there's that. That's objective. That's opinion. It doesn't matter if I disagree or not. I'm just saying, can I make money off of it? So that's pretty much where, like I'm saying, you know, you got to find, if your purpose, like what's your goal? What's your objective, right? So some people want news just so that they could get informed to have arguments. But, you know, our purpose here is to profit off of it. Our purpose is that this information is literally money, and we got to use it appropriately. So that way, get as much info, but you do have to chop it up between opinion, objectivity, and then execution and what your goal is. You get balanced news from Al Jazeera, which sounds funny as a retired military person. Yeah. Dude, you know, back in the day, it sucks though, because like you'll see it one day. The bias is there. Because like I used to like watching other like foreign news ones, but then you'll see the country. Yeah, so you're gonna be watching it one day, and they're gonna be like, you know how like the American commercials, and they're like, find your happiness. Do you have no soul? Invest with Franklin Templeton. Get your soul today. You'll be watching Al Jazeera, bro, and it'll be like, do you have good finance for your fourth wife, huh? Yeah, welcome today. Yalla, hurry in, Habibi. And you're like, what? Or then, like, even on news TV, and they'll be like, and all hail the supreme leader. You're like, what the fuck? I'm not. and then swiftly execute the enemy. You're like, what the fuck? I remember I watched like RT. I would watch like a Russia, like you remember RT back in the day? I remember I was watching it, and then it just started going on like EU propaganda, and I was like, I don't think this is news. It was like the reporters were talking about like the evil regime of Europeans and all of like what they were doing with food and imports, and I was like, no, I don't think that's, so yeah. Putin, Russia, and China see if there's a clear way for a new world order. Oh yeah, the new world order is evolving and there is no escape from it, says Putin. We are not asking Ukraine to surrender, but rather to recognize the current realities that have emerged. I know every media does. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if your goal is to learn and make money off of it, unfortunately, you are going to have to learn to develop this skill of thinking for yourself. That's what I'm saying. You have to be able to parse info, take in multiple viewpoints, know how to get it, take it all in, and then still apply it regardless. That's why it's so psychotic. That's why stock traders are vicious, if you really think about it. That's why you guys, you better wake up every day and honor your veterans in this country, because we don't add anything to the world. We just sit here, and you sit here, just chop it up, and then, you know, and it's literally you're taking in the info, and then you got to apply it, and that's all you are doing. So it's, yeah, you just got to do it, bro. But at the same time, like, there is some people who they get into investing, or then they get into news, and then before you know it, people are reading the news just to confirm what they want. You see what I'm saying? I don't read news to confirm my idea. I get ideas, and then I'll read news, and that'll give me more ideas. But that's the thing. When it comes to objectivity, you just have to know when it's there, when it's objective, when it's true, when it's fact, when it's all right there. Because then you don't want to read and go and get info to confirm what you want to see. That's your confirmation bias. It's just more, what does the info tell you? What does it lead to? Again, what is the context? That's exactly what I do every single time we get a headline or whatever. That's why sometimes you'll hear me out loud. I'll be like, oh, that's this. And I'll tell you my opinion, but my opinion doesn't change what the fuck just happened, or what would be objective and would be concrete. All right, bro. Big 1-2 point swings back and forth. Okay, I think this could be the chill out. Did we fill the gap? I don't think we did. 59.59, a little lower, but honestly, there's still like 10-20 points you could have went. Qatar holds talks with energy companies on risk of Israel-Iran conflict, Reuters says. Yeah, that is good. When analyzing media, origin, purpose, value, limitation. I think that's the journalist, I think that's what they teach you in journalism school. I think. I've never been. Learned it in high school history. I like that. I liked A push, bro. Right. Is it almost 8:30? Oh, dude, it's almost push-up time, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, what a day, chat. Have I tried the shakaroni? I have, dude. I love it. I told you, bro. I don't want to talk about Papa John's anymore, though. Because then when you go and watch, there's going to be the war in Iran is going to get tied into Papa John's somehow. I don't even, because ever since we've talked in Papa John's, I can't escape it, dude. I'm serious, bro. I hate it. It's so fucking weird. Every news story, to some degree, there's a Papa John's connection. Like, it's not even kidding you, bro. Ever since we bought it, bro, it hasn't, like, almost every single major news story is connected to Papa John's at the third or fourth degree. Oh, connected to the peach. Let's go, baby. Oh, Bradley Frizzle and the Peach Nation. Horn. Oh. The legend. Oh, God, look at Bradley. Bradley, they made you search for it. Well, I don't know if they're going to fix that, but, dude, they fixed everything else, Bradley. They freed us, man. In every peach I've ever seen, I've never seen YouTube go back and correct a mistake. You know that, guys? That's so amazing. And that's even more amazing that the peach once again outlasted even fucking Google everything. Let's go, baby. Oh, good morning. Oh, let's go. Yeah, and let's see Boeing. It's a good time to put Boeing on the screen. Hey, man. It's amazing. I love it, bro. Yeah, I hope I don't piss anybody off. The hotel rooms are like spread out though, so it shouldn't be. But then again, I did bring a kazoo. Yeah, you know that. I like purposely brought a kazoo horn on my trip for this purpose. So I think I'm the only person here with one. Now that I think about it, I don't think anybody has a horn on them. Why would they? So we have the competitive advantage. Okay, a little bit of we chilled though for a little bit. It was getting kind of aggressive. Russia not seeking Ukraine capitulation, recognition of reality of the ground of Ukraine. Mine's just like a party horn. It's not a real kazoo. I should invest in one though at this point. It's a hobby. Very serious hobby. I'm a hobbyist for horns. Okay, I'm just gonna get weird. Okay, I gotta go. But we gotta do push-ups too, so you guys should start standing up, getting ready. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, get you some propaganda, and then we'll go potty and come back. Sound good? So yeah, stand up. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity.
Out new AI glasses with Oakley that are targeted to athletes. The new versions, which start at $399, include improved video quality, features like water resistance. Mandeep Singh, our in-house athlete and Bloomberg Intelligence writer, talks to us a little bit. Look, it's funny, the way the story is written by Mark Gurman. He says people are using them also for thrill-seeking. They're getting on roller coasters and using them. Why are these Oakley versions going to be better?
I mean, it just turns out to be a better form factor when you think about, the Ray-Ban glasses. Compared to the VR headset, I would say it's a much easier form factor to use, as an AI glass. But at the same time, I think they also realized that the VR headset weren't really as impressive to use from a gross margin perspective. So I think the Ray-Ban glasses and the Oakley glasses probably are better from a gross margin standpoint. And look, in the case of Meta, we know they'll be losing about $20 billion this year on Reality Labs. And there is no line of sight in terms of when this is going to get profitable or, when the economies of scale will kick in. So from that standpoint as well, I think it's a better pivot for them to focus on the glasses compared to the VR headset where they were doing all the manufacturing themselves from the ground up.
So they stick to displayless, or at least they enhance the offering on displayless. How many of these do you think they're actually going to be able to sell overall? Because you've run the numbers with your latest BIPs.
Yes, I have. So look, when it comes to Apple Watch, there are about 40 million units sold. AirPods are about, give or take 70 to 80 million in a year. Ray-Ban glasses were about 1 million, and VR headsets were about 7 million last year. So adding Oakley, which has the same parent company, we're talking about maybe it scales from 1 to 2 million this year, but it still doesn't match the scale of an Apple simply because the ecosystem that Apple has with the content and the App Store, it's so hard to replicate for a Meta. And that's been their challenge, even though they have invested so much. So to my mind, ecosystem is where a Meta lacks, and it'll be a hard thing to scale up, even with the Oakley glasses.
Mandeep Singh of Bloomberg Intelligence, we thank you. Now coming up, Microsoft, well, it's planning to cut thousands more roles. We'll tell you who it will affect and why. That's next. This is Bloomberg Tech.
Oh, my bad. Dude, I'm not at home, okay? So it's just like getting a Carbo or anything is just so much different, even though it's smaller. So yeah, it took me a little bit. I went to the bathroom. I got a Carbo. Circling around opening price. Sharko. Geneva, temporary suspension of Geneva negotiations to consult with delegations. It's good. And then you have the Putin comments. We chilled after that low, but like I said, you have a little bit of range you could hit. So be careful. Where can you find carbon? Carbon is your whole universe, brother. Carbo is a carbonated beverage. In my case, it is a sugar-free Red Bull. He said, where do I find carbon? Dude, Oscar is crazy. Bro, we saw that the other day, and again, like when UNH started doing bad, people were like, yeah, these guys are going to come in and eat the cake. But a lot of people started positioning. They had decent earnings, but the tide's been going in their favor. It's been good. It has been good. I was actually very, very surprised. But yeah, that one at 20-something, bro, is like crazy. Sugar-free pear. I've never had that. I had an yerba mate face. INOD, SCVL. Yeah, again, Circle, if it breaks out, I mean, you can find those cheap ones on the daily, but it's not worth the daily anymore. You finally found yourself a nice girl? Good. What do you mean fine? Dude, it's been a couple of months. Yo, Kevin! Bro, I swear it's only been a couple of months, man. I'm very happy for you. That's good, bro. I thought you were tripping out off after the breakup, man. Look at you. Look at you, bro. Man, that's crazy. Iran delegation, 90-minute break. Circle, new high. And then SPY, and then bonds too, which I think makes it a little bit more weird. Again, I didn't like that bond move earlier in the day, and that is still going. Kev dog. We're kicking it. Give me tips on how to balance it. Just headphones, and then that's headphones, and then when work calls, you just put it down. That's it. It's the best advice, but I'm sure some of you guys have, like, you got processes though. Some of you guys have a system. You just got to figure out your system, and then you will be good, Habibi. The vision, dude. I email it again, bro. Remember I told you that one you sent me. I remember one like 2 weeks ago, and it wouldn't open, bro. Email me one now. I'll get my email up and see. The Wells Fargo, yeah, the SLR. It's not too big. It'll be for some of the bond stuff, but it's just a overall good vibe for them again. And just banks, like some of that deregulation is like actually becoming real now. So that's the good part. You got 5 screens? That's crazy. But then too, though, like, it's funny. I'm seeing you guys and talking about being active and being here, and it's good. I mean, that's kind of what I've been telling you guys this year. And as things happen, and if you are trying to take advantage of certain things, like, you do need to be here. Like, there is that, but also at the same time, like, don't forget, you could spend and change your whole life to try to, like, you know, meet the trading day, right? But if you don't give that same effort to just fucking holding, what you get, do you see where I'm going with this? So above all else, just make sure that the priorities are in place before trying to figure out the other stuff, right? So you'll find a way to get the trading and the day-to-day involved in your life, whether you're working or not. But make no mistake, you got to can we passively sit and hold to the very best of our abilities, not even at a high caliber, you know? And that is where I'm saying, I think you got to make sure once you get that, that's the thing. Because whether you miss a day or not on the trading side, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have the same consequences as if you failed to invest and hold, you know, or weren't as active in your long term while you were working. You know, let me put it this way. The guy who comes back after a couple years and is like, Josh, I haven't watched you in so long, I'm back, right? So again, you could go miss months and months at a time of the stream. You get a long term, you still won. You could go miss months and months of the stream, you don't get a long term. Now you didn't even lock into the short term or the long term. What the fuck? So yeah, get the long term and make sure though, above all else. And I saw IonQ going up. Humble you. Let me be the example. You sold out almost all in 2020, but the portfolio would have tripled. I feel you, dude. And like, you know, I'm glad that you could say it yourself, but I never try to like humble any of you with that. That's why, like, do you guys get it now? Why do you think I react like that? I'm just telling you it, like, unequivocally. Every person who's ever been like, Josh, I'm selling my long term, and it was for a poor reason, and it was just because they felt like it, you know, and it wasn't for like the rules. Nobody has ever came back and been like, I won. I did good by doing that. So when I tell you guys that, or even if you're like, oh, I did that, it's like, bro, the point isn't to beat you down. You know, the point isn't to like be like, oh, look, you failed, haha. No, it's just like, why do you think I say that? Because it's like, it's true, it's factual. Just like straight up, every single person that for an emotional, non-rules based sell of their long term, it's always backfired. Always. That is a always, never type beat. That's what happens. So, you know, it's not like people aren't trying to go out of your way to like to remind you of that. It's just like straight up. That's just the reality of what happens. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to stay locked in and invest, and yeah, and you're good, bro. No, I feel you. No, I respect it, but I'm just like, I guess what I'm trying to tell you, as weird as this is gonna sound, you're not special. You're like, what the fuck, Josh? And I love you. I'm not saying it. I just mean like, dude, do you know how many thousands and millions of people have your exact story? That's why I react like this every time. Not like to this, but just when other people are like, I want to sell for no reason. I'm just like, you guys don't get it. Because I'm like, dude, you guys aren't even, it's not even special, dude. It's actually very common. That's the most common thing of why people don't have long terms, is because they had it and then they got rid of it for God knows what the reason was. So yeah, but let's go, man, to bigger and better. And that mistake or whatever it is that you learned it early. So to bigger and better. Right below VWAP again, circles going. Sold long term to close on a house. Good. I hope you get it. Because your money's still working. You never took your money out of the game for a second. The moment you put it to a house, it's still working. And then again, and if you're like, I have to use my long term for expenses, just remember, guys, that is okay. That is why you have a long term. But follow the first rule when it comes to that. Before tapping your long term, you need to make sure that you have tried everything. Does that make sense? You must exhaust every possible outcome to getting money and paying your bills before tapping the long term. That's it. If you do that, I can respect it. If you're like, bro, I did everything, I tried this, we tried 4 or 5 different things, you know, and it's just like, no, like I really like, I'm in a sticky situation, I need the money. Good, you saved, it's there for you, right? But like, if at the first sign of trouble, you know, you're not even like turning it off and turning it back on, and you're just trying to pull the ripcord already, like, no, you can't do that. So as long as you make sure that it's not, your long term is not your go-to, you know, just like, you know, piggy banks. You know, the point of a piggy bank is that to get the money out, you have to break it. You get what I'm saying? You can't just pull the money out easily. So that's how the long term is. It is your piggy bank. But remember, if you're going to take the hammer and crack it open, you better make sure you have tried everything. 401k, would you loan against it or take early withdrawal? I mean, whichever is cheaper. But if you do it through through a 401k done correctly with a home, there's benefits. It shouldn't always be like a penalty per se. Yeah, just see then. See how much it costs for both sides of that. But they give you some duration where like it shouldn't hit you negatively. It's a slow day, it is. No quantum news, but IonQ is the first one. Again, finance doing good. Chips were doing good in the beginning, and then that's it. But then the Russell small caps are doing great. Dow came right back up as well. And then there's Circle doing the circle. Let me see. Did you send it, bro? All right, I got it. Let me see if it'll load up. I'm downloading it. All right. We'll watch it at the end of the day. It's hot, baby. God bless you, bro. And thank you. I swear, bro, right when Legal was like, I'm going to YouTube, they were like, okay, fix it. Legal, I don't know, man. I think they knew you were serious, Legal. You and Ibrahim. You guys were I think you guys were too much for them. They're like, all right, we fixed the problem. We fixed the problem, Joshua. Yeah, no, there shouldn't be. That's what I'm saying. If you do the 401k stuff correctly, they shouldn't penalize you. Life got tricky and you have to use it long term. Believe me, guys, I'm telling you, nothing is wrong with that. But like, if you truly want to grow your wealth, and you truly want to, that's what I'm saying, just always understand the mindset. And I hope you take it seriously, like a philo, like your belief in the Lord or your belief of not the Lord. But that's what I mean, like it's a religion. This is where like you have to really be always in that perspective where I don't take shame. There's no condemnation, right? So you tell me I sell my long term, I needed to save everything, my family, my work, my job, my moving, whatever the reason, right? There's I would not judge you, no condemnation. You didn't do the wrong thing if you truly exhausted all of your opportunities prior. That's what I'm saying. But the problem, and I'm telling you guys this right now, because some of you guys, you got to think about it. Our small account was $200 a month, $300 a month. Now it has $30,000. You know, that's the 1 year of salary. If you've never handled that much money, you get what I'm saying? What do you guys think is going to happen? You're going to start getting more and more money, and you're going to have more money saved in a corner that you've never had before in your life. And God willing, amen. But then what do you think your mind is going to start doing? Think about it. Now, it's just like when you get your first credit card and you're like, what the fuck? They'll give me $2,000? Who are these people? So it's the same thing, right? You in deep down, bro, subconsciously, your heart, your mind knows you have the money. You get what I'm saying? It's just like Richest Man in Babylon when he says like the purse jingles. You know, you feel the purse jingling, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. You know you have the money. So that's why I'm saying I need to make sure your mind, your track shouldn't be I have money, use money right now. That we need to get off of that track. You see what I'm saying? Or, first sign of difficulty, first sign of uncomfort, I have money, let me use it. No. That's where it's always like worst case scenario. And that's what I'm saying. As long as you do that and you exhausted everything, God bless you, bro. You guys, that's why your long term was there. But otherwise, if you're not, and if you keep tapping the long term without tapping other sources, and you're kind of, you know, it's your emergency account, but then now it's kind of becoming your like third credit card. You know what I'm saying? That we got to get away from that, because that isn't going to teach you anything, and it's not going to help you grow the wealth. But those of you, even if you have trouble today, bro, and you sell your long term, but you were the type of person who saved, grew, invested, you tried 3, 4, 5, 6 things to get money before using it, my brother, you're going to become very rich in life. And I'm not saying that as a metaphor. I'm saying that your approach to money is correct. So even if a circumstance required that you had to get rid of it for a little bit, I could assure you that money will probably come right back to you. But the people who don't, you guys could go touch as much money as you want. You'll never hold on to it because you're training yourself to spend the money when you have it. I need all of you to be trained to not spend the money when you have it. Do you see the difference? That's what we do. We all have money, and we are training ourselves not to use it. Do you guys not realize that? Every day we're saying we're going to put this much in. That's why we separate the options, because it's different, because we have to train ourselves to get this amount of money and keep it and hold it and not spend it. And unless it's a house, that is the training. So until you get to that point, like, you just got to stick to that. And that's why I'm saying, and if you're going on there and you're like, man, I have an issue, and then, but you're like, before I use my long term, let me see if I could get this type of loan. Let me see if I could get another job. Let me see if I could do this. Let me see if I could sell something first. Maybe before using my quality assets, this is what I would do back in the day. I would just sell shit, bro. Sell your PlayStation. Go. That's what they call the ghetto bankruptcy, when you have to sell your PS5 or Xbox. But you know what I'm saying? Where just like, I would rather do that. But I need you willing and trained to do that before touching the long term. But because if you don't do that and you hit the long term, shame on you. But if you're like, dude, I tried everything, and you genuinely, this is just like the spirit, bro. A sincere effort at trying to keep your long term and survive. If you've made every effort and tried every possibility, dude, you sell your fucking long term. Use it. That's fine. That's why it's there. So yeah, I think it's a good talk, and I think some of you are at different levels, and that's what I'm saying. Some of you are getting ready for the house. Some of you just got the house. Some are restarting. Some you guys have had to sell. But just remember, as long as we put in the time and save, you're going to have the money's going to come in. It's going to grow. You've already witnessed it in 3 different scenarios, right? So I wouldn't trip on that, but that the mindset and the approach and like sticking to these rules and the patience of it, that's the hard part. Reddit in talks to use Sam Altman's eye scanning technology. Or Sam Altman. The timing of these talks is so wild. It's not, man. If it applies and if a timely message, bro, just listen though. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's good. Confirmation is the spirit, bro. And I love it. That's what I love. I love confirmation. Yeah, that's why even the whole Google thing, confirmation, bro. So if it does apply, like, that's why just do the right thing. And that's why too, if you did take the right steps, stop beating yourself up. And if you didn't take the right steps, stop fucking cutting corners, stop hoeing yourself, and stop playing like that, because that isn't going to be, that's not going to be the route. That's not what's going to get us what we need. More on options. I mean, the main channel, Trading Fraternity, I got a lot of OG tutorials there, but all you got to do is learn it and then paper trade it for a little bit. That will always go a long way. The 250K long-term monthly is up to what now? Are you saying the big account? We actually didn't raise it. So the big account, because I don't think it gets realistic above, I don't know how many people are saving fucking $3,000 a month. There is, but like I said, I mean, I didn't make this channel for rich people. We made this for people who needed it, you know? That's why we started with literally $500 and $200 a month. So the big account's at $3,000 a month. And then the small account is at $330. And then Colt Sister has stayed at $200 a month for every single year. PLTY, I don't really like those. I just like equity. I'm a big fan of individual equity. I don't like these, packaged up by an ETF of one stock. It is. I think 3K. I mean, 3K goes all the way up to 360K a year or something like that. So we're covering most of the spectrum. And then that's what I'm saying. Like, you've literally watched it scale from 300 to 3,000. Like, you could do it on any level. I'm telling you, the same thing I show all of you. You could do it with 10 million, 100 million, or $1. It's the same approach. So that's the good part about it. And I think seeing the similar performance between them and seeing over the years, you could definitely spot that. You're taking a little profit from the long term to buy a new hairline. So that I wouldn't do. So like I'm saying, I would exhaust all opportunities before doing that. So why don't you Uber to pay for your hairline? Why don't you DoorDash to pay for your hairline? Why don't you spin a sign for the hairline? You could maybe make a OnlyFans. Shit, I don't know. Maybe then it turns into a business investment. But either way, do you see what I'm saying? Because that's not necessary. That's not going to be life or death. You want to know how I know? Because I'm fucking bald. Okay? So my life is great. You'd be surprised. Even then, the more hair I lost, the hotter my girlfriend's got too. So you have nothing to worry about. Okay? But at the end of the day, I would exhaust more things before using long-term for cosmetic surgery. Yeah, I know you might have to buy it again. You know that? Dude, do you know like Elon Musk has had multiple hair transplants? That's the dark part nobody talks about. So like even the hairline transplant, bro, you still have to go, like there's a chance you might need it again in like 10, 15 years. We out, baby. Enjoy it, Lucky. Honestly, all of you should, bro. If you have anywhere to go, I would go. And nothing's going to happen. We heard most of that move. You'll get like, come back in the last like 30 minutes. You'll probably get a big move. It was worth it. It cost $12,000. Amen. But like, this is what I'm saying. And I hope you guys could hear me on this. Like with the last talk we just had, the idea is like, it really is like wants versus needs in application to your long-term savings. So I don't, if it makes you feel better, confidence, I have no problem with that. Like I've been saying, all you bald guys like me, you just got to figure it out early. You got to just be like, I could live my life bald, or you be like, nah, I can't live my life bald. Okay, make your mind up. But other than that though, like I'm saying, if you spent the $12,000 and you made a plan for it, and you saved, and you know what I'm saying, and it still allowed you to accomplish your 10% and all of your other primary objectives, I don't really give a shit. You see what I'm saying? I could give you a thumbs up on that hair transplant. But like I'm saying, if you're going and you're like, wow, I worked so hard, let me turn this into a hair transplant, then no, because that's not going to return for you the same way. I would rather make a side fund and save for the transplant if that's really what you want to do. But I wouldn't touch the long term if it's not, like, again, a necessity, something that is like, because that's what this is, our emergency, or it's a house, like, and you can't live on your hairline. Maybe on mine. Mine looks like a damn field, bro, an empty land plot. I know, SPY drops a fucking 1.5 right when I tell you could go. No reason. I mean, there's two things. I mean, we started off with like chilling out on the war stuff. Then we started fading like every other day. And then right around here, there was export controls, more U.S. export controls on China chips. And then Putin pretty much condemned Israel, which is, again, ironic as hell. But yeah, it even caused this little reaction. And here we are. Under position? Nah, some of them got back on board, and then I showed it yesterday on the watch list. A lot of people covered recently. So that's why I'm saying, bro, we about to have a chill-ass summer, bro. Because even then, they were just even starting to short it, and now they just took themselves back to the baseline. And then, yeah, we're going to... Every setup is ripe for we do fucking nothing this summer. But then again, if I'm wrong, we're going to... It'll be crazy. $12K on Disney? Dude, I forgot Disney's bank, bro. But yeah. I feel Indo and Oxy Israel warplanes have struck the refinery? No. I don't see that one hitting yet, and I don't see oil on the high, but that should go. Yeah, oil's eyes on watch right now. So I can't confirm that yet, but oil's moving. Even if it is real, like I'm saying, just like we saw last week, it's either going to react immediately or let it simmer for like 5-10 minutes, and then it'll move. But it's kind of, you can see it, SPY down, bonds up, oil up. Is someone knocking on my door? Hold on. Oh, I gotta send out the stream alert first. Yeah, that one, that's what I'm saying. If that's legit, that could actually have some effect. If not, it'll be a little different.
Stop.
All right, I'll be right back.
OpenAI itself. But don't forget, also, its $6.5 billion acquisition of Ampere for CPUs. Now, to pull this off would require some of the most ambitious financial engineering that we've ever seen in tech. Leverage asset sales, outside capital, on a scale that would make the original Vision Fund look quaint. Here are some of the levers, though, that the Japanese conglomerate could pull. A roughly 90% stake in ARM, a planned T-Mobile share sale worth nearly $5 billion, Masa's well-known appetite for raising debt. It's also got about $23 billion in cash as of the end of last quarter. But even when you put all of that together, it barely scratches the surface of what is needed. And while Masayoshi-san has been good at raising money in the past, the Gulf funds that once bankrolled the Vision Fund, they're increasingly cutting him out and doing direct deals with players like NVIDIA. And that is the reality that Masa-san is up against, guys. The price of staying in the AI race is soaring. We keep getting evidence of this. This is really just the latest, but maybe the most ambitious.
That's interesting. Do you find investors or critics arguing after WeWork, after missing the run in NVIDIA, that Masa has been either late or wrong?
That is always a narrative that is plaguing Masa-san, but it also is one that doesn't seem to bother him. I mean, this is a guy that made his money in the dot-com boom, lost it all, but held on to Alibaba, which was, one of the greatest investments ever in tech or otherwise. He also, on the plus side for him, has ARM, right? About 90% stake of ARM, which is worth more than $100 billion. So that makes up for some of it. But I think the WeWork, missing out on NVIDIA, some of the other, missed bets. That's just part of the Masayoshi-san story that investors are well aware of. Yeah, that's why he can still raise money and why he has trouble
I didn't
raising.
think there would be people. I looked through the peephole, but then, yeah. And then I got a bug bite, dude. This is so whack. Usually I get the bug bites when I come home. Like, you know what I'm saying? By the time, I get back home, I'm like, oh, not like while I'm here. This is stupid. That's crazy, bro. On buying more shares you're up on? Yeah, it's what we always say. Exhaust your opportunities. Kind of the same thing here. Because you could buy stuff, but I don't like buying them when they go up. But like AbbVie, we killed that stock. But then eventually there was a time when every other stock, there just wasn't good deals. The good names were too expensive. I didn't want any of the value. So, you know, once every other name we would have bought was kind of already exhausted, I started averaging up. So if there's no other relative opportunity, you could start averaging up on the good names that you have known and liked. But otherwise, like, anybody could tell me right now, like, oh, should I average up on AbbVie? I'm like, dude, Pepsi's at $130. No, you can't. You know, because relatively there is good value. Yeah, and the drip. That's the beauty. If it has a dividend, it will keep on investing. Bro, what the fuck is that? Bro, I think it's bed bugs. This nasty ass place. Bro. A hot dog. If Ukraine were ever to employ a dirty bomb, it would likely be their final error. Yeah, there's like 2 little bites, and then there's like a third one far away. Isn't that bedbugs? It's either that or a spider. That's crazy, bro. It's gonna fuck with me. Look under the mattress. Bed bugs, I'll have to shave my head. No. We'll see. But yeah, I just discovered that. I was like, why am I itchy? I'm gonna steam clean it all. Well, I'll check after. I think we could survive. ARQQ, Rocket Lab still spied the tickers. Pretty active on the low side. Fully bald unlocks new powers. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I like. Hey man, God is good, bro. You know, I like challenges. I don't even need to shave my head. Just give us another catfish, bro. You know what I'm saying? The catfish, it keeps you fresh, baby. I tried to warn them. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell them. Reddit, that didn't even react to that news earlier. Spy tweaking. Damn, Dizzle. Iran UN envoy selectivity implying international law undermines them. We are alarmed by reports U.S. may be joining this war. Time 9:05. It's still early. But I'm down. I think let's just do Philo early. We'll go to Philo in like 30 minutes. I don't, because again, by that time too, the market will bounce during Philo. You know what I'm saying? Iran envoy IAEA has lost credibility with continued Israeli bombing. But yeah, too, and if you guys are listening, if you don't know, in the mornings now, the Pledge of Allegiance is free for everybody, okay? So now that, you know, we have gotten, you know, Google cleared all of our shit, and I can't, you know, it's not as risky. Isn't that crazy, bro? It's not as risky to say the pledge in the morning. There was a risk, whether you realized it or not. But yeah, so now that it's not as risky in the morning, that will be available for all of you. So, but I will have it as a separate segment. So then that way, if you do get offended by it, I mean, you're the one who clicked on the video called Pledge of Allegiance, damn it. But other than that, Philo. So now, I don't know, you guys are all members, but so now my plan was this. My plan was that, again, now that people can't frivolously report us, because one, I don't even have the videos up yet, and then two, Google has literally cleared all of the false offenses. I'm going to do Philo without any members only. That is my plan, to now talk about Jesus whenever I want. So I will still make it another video, and we're still going to move over. So then that way, if you click on over, you're going to, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, that is the good news. Still members only in the chat. But other than that, though, I think the other stuff is, yeah, so that's why. So in 30 minutes, we could do it. Philo will stay up, yeah. People could still abuse the reporting system, but now, like I'm saying, with Google removing all of the past false ones, you know, it doesn't have the same consequence. So now, even if, so I'm sure someone's gonna do it, but now this time, if they did it, it's not like my channel goes down. So, which is good, which is very, very good. So it could still happen, but the fact is, I mean, now even on my channel, there's a very good track record of, you know, pretty much there's been more false reports than real reports. So now with actually, technically now, I don't think I've ever broken the rules. You know, I think the Super Bowl was my only legitimate rule breaker when we did that. So at least according to what they outlined. So yeah. Up-to-date news? Oh, right here, baby. But we had a talk. You might have to go back to it. We had a talk earlier, like an hour or two ago, and we kind of were explaining, you know, processing, getting news, and how to take it in from everywhere and really know what your purpose is and apply it. It is pretty boring today. I mean, it was a big move. Again, it felt like the same more moves from this week, and then we did get an update on export controls in China and the United States, then Putin a little bit on Israel and Iran. But yeah, we hit the low end. We filled one of those gaps from a couple days ago, but it feels like post-holiday, just with the expiration. I mean, you have moved 1% intraday. Took down your main channel. So here's the deal, because like a lot of people, they saw what we went through, and then they like tagged along, and then they had similar experiences. So I hope you guys could see the template, because essentially you need to document everything. Okay, like, do you guys see what I did with it? Because like that's what I was trying to show everybody, because I made the video. I was like, dude, look at this. So try to document as much as you can. And then that's the thing on the YouTube, is that when they try to punish your video, they don't let you access the video. So you need to have a backup clip, or if it could still let you download it, download the content and go over it. That's what I'm saying. I went over my content. I'm like, dude, these rules are not broken. and then you make noise. Get the documentation, have it all there, and then start. Sadly, they respond on Twitter. Like I told you, my lawyer went ignored from Google for over 2 months. Twitter got more of a direct reaction from Google than even a fucking paid lawyer on retainer. It's ridiculous. So yeah. It'd be nice if there was a face your accuser method, or if they just, I think there should be a statute of limitations. So that way, people don't go to all these channels who've been creating for so long, like me. And then it's just like, come on, dude. That video is 6 years old. If it broke the rules, you should have flagged it on day 1, 2, year 1, year 2, year 3. You know what I'm saying? So it is, I think that, and then if they just pretty much had, like, if you made a lot of reports, it just holds less efficacy. They told me I can't do anything. Bro, believe me, that's what they told me too. So that's what I'm saying. Find out what the issue was and try to go back and document it. So if they say you broke whatever it was, get the content and try to go through it and get a clip of it and then go. I don't know if it'll apply to yours. I don't know if you do the same topic. Because mine's finance, right? And like, that's what I'm saying. When I was doing the quiz, their little school thing, it was like wrong. It was incorrect. So maybe if you find, I don't know if it'll show the same thing on yours. They may have fixed it. But go through and look and see. And then if you could find errors there, or again, find a way to prove your content didn't break the rules. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what really happened here. Like, you guys got to realize I was willing to make so much noise because we like legit didn't break the rules. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to find a way to document and prove that you didn't. And if you could do that, I still think it'll be difficult, man. That's why, we're blessed that we have the community that we have, because I just think we were annoying. I think we annoyed the hell out of them with proof, and it worked. So I hope that helps, man. I really does, because I can feel you on how annoying that shit is. Putin concerned about world drifting to World War III? Thanks, Putin. Thanks, Vladimir. Thanks. Fucking Vlad. Yeah, Spy, you're still at the low, so this could pop off at any moment. The Iran ambassador will continue to exercise right to self-defense. Putin. It's gone down a little bit. I'm in a cow. Health insurers to promise changes to pre-approval process. Wall Street Journal came out a couple minutes ago. None of them moved. Then SPY's coming down. App on the low ticker, 30-second, 1-minute velocity picking up. Dow is green again. Last time you were here, Dow went negative. It's the only one green. NASDAQ down 0.4, SPY 0.2, Dow or Russell 0.2. Yeah, Putin's talking right now. It's actually all we've gotten. Putin was a Vladimir Lozinski. Donald, please Donald. Donald Trump. Dude, it's still early though, so not bad. Only 12. Mr. Putin, Donald. Iran will continue to exercise. Yeah, that was a little bit ago. That's what I was saying earlier. You guys don't remember them? I put out the stream alert. Remember that oil headline? They were saying that Israel attacked the oil field. It was from a reporter. It didn't get confirmed, but yeah, we'll see. Actual VIX call buyer or active 13 million. All right, see, because again, if that Israel attacking the war field or the oil field, that would probably be it. But again, that was like 10 minutes ago. So watch how it's playing out. We're starting to break again. Oil. You're going to start hearing some other stuff. July. It's another one. From the Philippines. Oh, nice. Enjoy, man. Is it humid out there? Unicredit has appointed new CEO. Yeah, low ticker is really active, though. So, again, crazy how we only had, 5-10 minutes of green in the morning? And then, whoop! So welcome. To see. Core Wave still up. D-Local. And Circle, but I don't even know what those. You need at least a pullback or more decay. Krypton? No, nothing. All right, little candle. And then bonds are high. Remember, TLT was down 1% at one point. Kava's on the high as well. All right, bro. It's already June 20th. Habibi. Oh no, Chad. Okay, my computer was freezing. I thought I was gonna lose you. The 20th deposit day? Dude. Oh, dude, we got a week, man. I can't believe it, actually. This whole holding cash thing is nice, you guys. You know that? I really like this whole hold cash thing. You know that? It's nice. Every other day, we kept doing it, bro. Or every other year, we would just be buying and buying. It's nice, bro. What is Venture Global up 5%? You just booked a skydiving appointment for Sunday? Nice. What inspired it? Putin, Russia welcomes foreign investment. Thanks, Putin. Thank you. Wow, Putin. Such a good... Do you know Donald? Putin. Putin. Vladimir. When do you think they'll fix the exploit? Oh, I don't know. It's been, dude, it's kind of crazy. It's probably been like that for ever. Because that's what I'm saying. I've never gotten out of that black hole, bro. My whole entire career on YouTube, anytime you get through that, like, claim process, and then it says you can appeal, that's it. And they're not helpful at all. So, but then again, any other time, I never really went to the effort. I didn't even go through the training. That's why and I was like, dude, this is all wrong. But either way, though, I don't know, man. Keep being persistent, and I think it'll have some impact than not. Or at the very least, when you look back, you're gonna you want to be able to tell yourself you did try everything. You always wanted to try it. Now you're financially responsible enough. Praise God. Well, good luck, man. That's it. Like, you better have good luck. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have good luck, that's terrible. So, no, you're going to have good luck. So, that's it. Be blessed as you jump out of that plane, brother. Richmond Barkin says he sees no rush to cut interest rates, not ready to dismiss inflation from tariffs, can't ignore a spike in inflation if it comes. Price indexes are still above target. Barkin, firms say they expect to raise prices later. Honestly, I almost got tricked into reading these. Like, why does it even fucking matter what they say? You just watch Powell artfully do nothing for 9 months. Coin's starting to break out now. Yeah, Tesla gapped up. Bro, Tesla's up like 4% today. No news on Google. They just started doing the dump. Yeah, bro, I can't believe it's already June 20th. That deposit is on the way. You contacted YouTube, you did the appeal. That's what I told you, man, earlier. You have to go through your content and document it and match it up against their policies and terms and make sure that it is compliant. And then if it is compliant, fucking double down. And if it's not, then it just gets even more trickier. Because that's what I'm saying. My situation, there was like obvious, I just was not breaking the rules. You know what I'm saying? So even if the computer thought I was, I have the clips, and I'm able to go back. And then that one video with the training, that's the one that really helped a lot. Isn't Powell helping real estate? No. Powell, you don't know that? Powell is part of the reason why everybody in Miami won't lower their house price. So, you know, you could, if you really wanted to, you could blame Jerome Powell for high real estate prices. Not only because of what they did, you know, in the pandemic that led to this, but more so, you got to think about it with high interest rates. All the people with low interest rates, they're not selling their home ever. Especially if the Fed guy, no matter what happens, is like, no. And then the last time we cut rates, interest rates went up on the long end. First time in 100 years. So Powell is helping keep inventory low. Does that make sense? So by having high rates and higher for longer, he's restricting inventory. And then that helps drive the price up or help keep it up. So yeah, I agree though. It makes sense. Because I feel that I have houses I would never sell for that reason. I would sell them if the rates were lower. I would take my money and I'd move it around. Otherwise, I have places where it's like, why the fuck would I sell it? There's no point. But then again, that's why like the people who want to either upsize or downsize, they're all here. They're all in the middle, you know, and they're all just like, well, I can go bigger, I can go smaller, but with these rates and everything, it's not gonna, like, there's no good options, and then you're still gonna have to pay a lot. But yeah, if rates were lower, you would see a lot more people be quicker to sell their homes, because then they know they could go and get a similar or comparable home. Is there a way to sell a car that you still have a loan for? Yeah. That's how it works. That's how you can make money on anything. You could sell anything that you have a loan on. You just have to pay the loan back first. Not like before you sell it, but like when the money goes to you, they pay the credit company the loan and then you get the rest. Does that make sense? So in this case, if your car loan is $10,000 and the car is worth $15,000, you could go sell that car, or you could even go take it to a dealership. If they'll give you 13 grand on the trade-in, let's say, then they'll go and pay the bank. They'll pay off the 10K, and then they'll give you the 3K extra profit. So yes, you can sell a car that you owe less than. Shit, you could do it on more if you wanted, but no one will buy it. If you have negative equity on a car lease, what if I find another car under market value, then sell that one? You can, but you're just playing the dangerous game of auto debt rollover. You can. I want to tell you guys something, but I don't want to fuck your lives up, so I'm not going to tell you. There's a financing trick but that relates to cars, but I don't want you guys to go and buy a bunch of fucking cars, and that's it. And I remember the last time I gave you guys car tricks, there was an epidemic of influencers, because then they're gonna go buy cars and then start, right? Yeah, I can't tell you guys. Maybe remind me later, but we'll see. No, it's a good one, but everyone's gonna do it. No one really knows it, but once I break the seal, bro, they're gonna fucking do it all day. But if you are playing the rollover game, just be careful. That's it. Like, if you could get a good deal on the new car, roll over the negative equity, then you're fine. Otherwise, that's it. I'll let you guess. If you could guess it right, I'll tell you. But if not, I won't say it. You gotta get in the neighborhood. What is that? Dude, hold on. I keep getting like these weird noises. It's either someone's like knocking my door or like the toilet's falling. Someone's here, bro. Nobody is here, habibi. These people, they just, You can't bring it up and not say it. Oh no, I just did it. You've seen people on their third rollover? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's so if you could get a good deal, so if you have one bad deal and then you get a good deal and roll over, it could work, but like it's a toaster. So all cars go down in value. So like you're playing a game of compounding debt rollover against an asset that declines rapidly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not, yeah, it just doesn't even. Josh Brown, Archite, and Redfin. Remember, Redfin just runs with Archite because it's the same stock now until the transaction closes. You got to tell us. Well, how about this? You know, because I don't want to be too excited. We have too many things going on. Today is June 20th. Remind me about this on July 20th, okay? And if the chat is still chill, you know, and we don't have to deal with bullshit, I will tell you that one of the craziest car hacks. I've never shared it with anybody. It's amazing. It'll blow your fucking mind. And it's all relatable to all of you right now. If the funny part, all you need to do it is a long term. I'm not even capping right now. That's it. It all relates to the long term. So yeah, like borderline, I wouldn't call it free, but no, I have something crazy. Yeah. But then again, once I tell the world, everyone's going to start doing it, and then maybe that won't be good if Donald Trump spends $2 trillion in deficit and then everyone starts using this trick. But yeah, remind me in a month, and then we'll see. It's a Sunday? Okay, remind me July 21st. How about that? Kathy Wood. Yeah, we talked about the Kathy Wood one. I was talking about UiPath because I actually used their tech, and I remember Kathy. Good reliability, good position to get something decent. Habibi, Toyota, Habibi, a Camry. Just get a Camry, bro. You could go get any Toyota Camry and you will have a car for 20 years. Like, I'm not even kidding you. A good car for 20 years. Like, and then the new Camrys, bro, the new Camrys, they are so decked out, it's disgusting. Dude, they come with blind spot detectors, lane assist, like everything, bro. Yeah, and then it's just bulletproof. You still have a 94? Bro, I think those 94s are like classics. If you keep them good, that car, it's a good car, bro. But yeah, that's like, honestly, if you're not at the point in your life where you're like, I want a fucking race car, and you just need point A to point B and you want it to be a good investment, I'm telling you, bro, a Toyota Camry or a Prius, solid. You know, I have them. I drive them. I don't have the new Prius. I used to have Priuses. We had those part of the fleet and we would drive them, but I drive a Camry at least once a week, bro. That shit's nice. I'm telling you, it's a good car. It's a very good car. I really appreciate it. And then it's cheap, it's reliable, easy to maintain. You got nothing to worry about. You could even get one that's like 4 or 5 years old. But then again, that's what sucks about them, is that even the slightly used ones they cost the same amount because the car is so reliable. Which Camry? Any Camry. Just don't get, I don't think they do they have them with roll-up windows anymore? Just don't get the one with the roll-up windows. Like, get the power package. But that's my only suggestion. Arquite on the high. Yeah, Corolla's same thing. Just exactly the same. Corolla's just a baby Camry. It's the exact same car, just smaller. But yeah, those go. That's what I'm saying. If you could get a good deal, or again, the lease deals aren't bad. I've seen them now. Now that they're coming down, they're coming back down to like $200 a month. On Turo is good. I don't rent my cars. We have a Chad business. We have one of the Chads. I invested in it. He does that business, and it's very successful. But it takes a lot of work. But you could do it. You could definitely. But like, don't make bad decisions when it comes down to, trying to rent out cars. There's a lot of liability, insurance, and then some people are like, oh, I'm gonna waste a bunch of money and buy a bunch of cars because you think you'll make money, but no, you're not. It's not the nice cars, yeah. So you have to get normal cars. That's how you make money renting. So on Turo and all of that, you need like Kias, Hondas, cheap cars that have high demand. Those are the ones that make you the most. That's how you get like real reliable. Yeah, you put your M5. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could get like, you'll get like one booking a month maybe, or a couple on the nice cars. But if you want to run like a business that brings in revenue, like you just go finance a bunch of cheap cars and then rent them for $20, $30 a day. Now you're beating everybody, and then yeah, that's it. $180 on, dude. We had it was my dad's car, and then he gave it to my one sister, and then my one sister gave it to my other sister. 04 Camry. Do you know when it crapped out? I don't even think it crapped out. She just sold it because I bought her a new fucking car. Spoiled liberal. But 472,000 miles. 04 Camry. Putin right now, oil market doesn't need any extra measures. Circle and hymns, and then E on the low. Wow, we're just chilling. Michael McLaughlin, welcome. Audi A5, that might do good. But listen, if you put it on Turo, you better like not care about that car. Like, you guys realize, like, anything, bro. Airbnb, Turo, anything you rent to people could make you good money. But don't, like, there is like a weird fine line between renting shit that you care about. So if you really like your car, I wouldn't put it on Turo. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like, oh, I got an Audi A5. That's a nice car. I feel like a lot of Audi people, you guys like love your cars. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you now, bro. You'll be like, no smoking, they'll hotbox it, okay? And you'll be like, fill up the gas tank before you leave. They'll fucking put a hole in it. That's what you have to assume. So yeah, as long as you're comfortable with that, then I think if you could put it at a cheap price point, you'll get bookings. But if not, I wouldn't. I'd save yourself the headache. You crashed a rental when you came to LA? No way. So you rented a Turo and then crashed it? you just bought a house a few months ago and you have a $60K credit card, 0%, and then you saved up $40K and you want a nice car. Should I look for a rental or long term? Well, all I know, bro, is you're excited. Okay. Sounds like you're doing good and you're blessed. So amen. But just chill for a little. Give it like a month or two. I don't know when you bought the house or not, but like, cause you're like, I got 60K in debt. I got 40K in cash. I want a car. Should I buy a rental? Wait, what? I just bought a house. I really want a nice car. Should I get a rental property? So there's a lot going on. I would just chill for a little. But listen, I love cars and they're enjoyable, but, secure your arc right now and secure everything else. And yeah, that's it. But go slow too. You don't gotta, and it's easy to, you do 1, 2, 3, like, what's next? What's next? But just let it naturally. Or just do what I do. Good deals. That way you don't have to rush. But if you should know what a good deal is, and if it meets all of those criteria and it could work, run it. But make it be a good deal. That would be the only thing I'd be looking for. Oh, happy Friday. Lunch or carbo on me. Appreciate all the knowledge and time, baby. Amen. Man, right back at you. Shout out to Chad Horner. Oh, yeah. At the hotel here. Lompoc? I know, I've never been. Oh. Whew. Understand it, bro. That's it. And then if you act, that's why, like, you don't have to do anything. But then if you have an eye, you see a deal, you move, and then chill till another deal. That's why, like, you put the, when I came across, like, I don't like, I've gone away from, like, I don't want to buy certain things, but, a year or two ago, I bought a Ferrari. I sold it, but why did I buy it? Because it was a good deal. I didn't want a Ferrari. I really did it, bro. But I was like, wow, that's instant money. I could go buy it. I could flip it and call it a day. If like, I didn't want to, but if you want to if it's a good deal, let that be the driver, right? That's what I'm saying. Even with a house, something comes your way, you don't need to be shopping in that market, but you're like, wow, this is 30% off, 40% off. I could make 20, 30%, run it. That's usually going to be a good driver. If you could spot the value and let that be the thing that kind of dictates your answers. Tax on home sale, 1031, man, if you just bought it. But yeah, that might be your only option. All the advice, baby. Let's go, man. Good work. It sounds you're doing good, bro. Wait. What is this? Oh. Bro, it's playing like a clip, and I thought this was Trump. I thought all this old top hat shit. I was like, what the fuck are they doing at the White House? I said, this guy, weird. But no, that was the wrong one. All right. But Chad, so God bless you. God bless America. But it is time to move on over. So, like I told you guys, since we've got to make some changes and y'all helped me out a lot, no one's holding over our beliefs over our head, man. Amen. So we are going to do philo. I'm going to talk about life. I'm going to talk about Jesus and all that good stuff. We still will be live. I mean, nothing's really happening, but if it did pop off, we will be there. So if you guys want to join, there is no paywall. It is free for all of you, but I am still going to move to another video. So I hope you can feel me on that, but let me get you the link. So we're just going to move on over. I'm going to end this so it's easier to for the guys when they go back so they can know where everything's at, And then, yeah, I'll see you guys on the philo video. And we will close out the day from there, baby. So thank you all, man. And if you don't want to listen to that stuff, then just don't join up, man. And have a good weekend. And I hope you guys really do enjoy it. And come back refreshed, ready to go on Monday. So, Chad, Adonia, game time. Peace.